2019 Equinox LT, $199 per month. With 12 going on 13 years of year-over-year sales records, Schottenkirk knows how to sell Chevys. The September closeout, Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. Chevy, find new roads. WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevrolet.
Here's to everyone who believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game. Shields.
There's no doubt about it. Saving feels great. At Mid-American Energy, we love saving too. Saving the environment by supporting tree planting, which improves air quality. Saving money by investing in wind energy, which keeps rates low. And saving you energy by providing tips to help make your home more energy efficient. Which means you can take those savings and put your energy into having fun. Saving definitely feels great. So does being obsessively, relentlessly at your service. There's no doubt about it.
Miss your hometown clothing store? The one that had it all? Everything to get the work done, all in one place? G&L Clothing is your hometown Iowa store. Stop in and see us. Or we're only a click or phone call away. Family owned for nearly a century. G&L Clothing. 1801 Ingersoll, Des Moines.
G&L Clothing. Your size, your style, we've got it all.
Good evening and welcome to high school football as we listen to the Centennial Band just a tiny little bit playing tonight's national anthem as we get you ready for football here at Ankeny Stadium. Tonight it is the Centennial Jaguars and the Marshalltown Bobcats. And this contest features a team that's 4-0, ranked number 1 in a couple of polls, and a good 3-1 team in Marshalltown, Tim Halber. And so we find out tonight who's for real. District play begins. All games matter this year when it comes to RPI, but this one is you got to win your district to guarantee a playoff spot, and then it's math after that.
Yeah, Centennial's in a really good shape, especially after last one. It's a big win. They're in a tough district. If you like old school football, you know you've got the game tonight. You've got two teams like to run the ball. They're both physical at the point of attack on defense. They both tackle very well. They're very athletic on the outside. So I think this is going to be a running game. You might see occasional pass here and there.
Well, and that could be partly by weather design tonight. The wind pretty strong out of the north. We'll get a weather check here in just a little bit with Jeff Brooks down on the sideline. But Marshalltown comes into this game, wins over Des Moines North, Ottumwa, and Mason City, and a loss last week, first of the season against Ames.
Yeah, they've been playing opponents pretty tough. They got 40-some points a game. They do pass the ball well. They kind of come on that offense. They run that kind of that modified wing tee out of a shotgun. They do a lot of misdirection. They're kind of the mirror image of what Centennial is. So it's look like how the offensive lines. They're very athletic, very senior-dominated team. So I expect Marshalltown to come out here and play hard because this is a big game for them.
Jacob Smith is the senior quarterback. He has waited his turn to get a chance to play, and he's got a couple of really good running backs, Giorgio Diorio and Derek Garth. Both of those guys very tough to tackle, and it's a wing tee tonight, so this is an old-school football game.
Yeah, a lot of that mixed direction. They kind of go get the running backs. They have like 3 main running backs that do a lot of carry the load for them. But they pass about twice as much, about 12 times, 13 times a game, where Centennial comes in a whopping like 6 times per game, which is a lot for them. So I expect them to kind of see if that offensive line, not very big, not very tall, but they're physical and athletic, see if they kind of control that Centennial defense.
Marshalltown with 12 rushing touchdowns. Centennial with 15 on the season, none bigger than the one by Avery Gates in the final 2 minutes at Dowling last week.
I wonder how many times Dowling looked at that game film to see where where that gap came from, and they had it. The coach even talked about because we really tried to do it. They were just trying to be safe. Don't turn the ball over inside the 20. Sometimes those things pop, and then that field opens up, and then you run. And that was what a way to end a game.
What a way, and Avery Gates gets a chance now to add to that. On the season, Avery Gates, 40 carries, 460 yards, and 7 touchdowns. He's averaging 11.5 points per yards per carry. The thing about that game, Centennial had about 170 yards of rushing. 80 of it came on that one play.
Yeah, so they were playing, and even Coach said that, Dowling has a very good defense. They kind of kept it there, didn't turn the ball over, had them straight up, kind of looking to go into overtime, and played them straight up. So I think they played a tough game, had some good breaks there, and that's just the way football games go.
That is the way it goes, and let's find out what the coaches have to say. We will take a break. You are watching the pregame show. We'll have the keys as well as the weather and a sideline report and a full game for you. We're getting started here on CISN.TV. The coaches' interviews coming up next.
Moms typically get to make a majority of the healthcare decisions for their family. That can be a lot of pressure, but not for me, because I know the choice is ours. For medical tests like MRIs, X-rays, CAT scans, and of course mammograms, ask your doctor to refer you to Iowa Radiology. They work around our hectic schedules. They're the best at what they do, and they're so great with my family. They truly care, and it shows. Visit iowaradiology.com or call to schedule an appointment. Iowa Radiology. Our focus is your good health.
The other guys, they think they know what special means. At Godfather's Pizza, we do special, and we do it better. We add the T. There's a Godfather specialty pizza with your name on it. Classic combo, all meat combo, hot stuff, taco, yeah, even veggie and more. All of them piled high with the best toppings and 100% real cheese. Treat yourself special. Order specialty pizzas from Godfather's Pizza. The other guy.
Back here at Ankeny Stadium as we get you ready for Centennial and Marshalltown. Earlier tonight, had a chance to talk with head coach Jerry Pizzetti about his squad and what he thinks about this game. You just heard his talk here in the pregame show, and he kind of echoes some of those same comments tonight.
All right, you said earlier this week, every Friday is different. It's go time. It doesn't matter week to week. Talk about the message this week to your team after last week, such a good game.
Well, you can't, last week was last week, whether it's a win or a loss, and another game today, and you got to be fired up. You have to play.
This one is. Do you worry about hangovers?
I worry about a whole bunch of things, but hopefully we won't have a hangover. I mean, we know that we have 9 games, and you have to play all 9 of them, or things won't go well for you.
District play opens tonight, but it doesn't matter. I mean, it matters, but it's not quite the same. Everything matters this year. So, I mean, in that sense, you've got the attention of the guys. Absolutely.
Having all 9 games count toward the playoffs. And, of course, if you are district champ, it is automatic. So you play each week, no matter who you're playing, whether you're playing a 9-0 or 0-9 yet, you have to play. I think 4A football is pretty evenly distributed in Iowa.
We've talked about several of your guys. Let's quickly, on defense, guys that have stood out for you that have really helped, and coaching's done well, but these guys, they've had their opportunity and they've stepped up. Who's done well with that?
Well, I think you have to say our entire defense have stepped up every game, giving up only 14 points in 4 games. And, but like I told you before, it's week to week and game to game.
All right, what do you got to do to win tonight?
Control the ball, score, shut them out, go from there.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Hey, thank you.
He keeps it simple. All you got to do is do this and keep less turnovers than the other team. Well, it's kind of the same thing Adam Goodvin says. Goodvin took over. This is his second full season as the head coach at Marshalltown, and he's trying to get these seniors, keep them going, keep them moving in the right direction tonight here against Centennial.
Now that district play, it still matters, but all 9 games matter. You probably don't have to worry about getting guys' attention to start district play.
No, it's the start of that second season. What a lot of coaches tell them, and we've our kids are fired up. We know we had a good non-district, and we're ready to go for these next 5 weeks.
Tonight you face a team you haven't seen a lot, but I'm sure you've studied a lot on film. What's jumped out at you?
They're a very disciplined football team. They do what they do really well, and they fly around and hit hard. So we've got to be very disciplined as well, and be able to hit back.
You have that wing T-ish offense is what you called it. What's so hard for a defense to stop on that?
I think we got a lot of different things we can do out of it. We'll pull some guys and do a lot of play action off that, and we still have the option to spread it out a little bit and throw it around a little bit. So just trying to keep the defense off balance is kind of our goal, and we try to be successful doing that.
Offensively, you got guys, and defensively going both ways. How do you keep those guys fresh and make sure that they're able to contribute solidly for you in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, we've got to sub in. We got to be very smart in how we sub in and take take notice of how the kids are playing and their condition level. And it all starts every single week. We condition almost every single day, and the kids it is fun to watch them because it's getting easier. And they'll tell you that too. So it is very important to stay conditioned throughout the week.
What's it take to win tonight?
Extreme effort and toughness.
All right, Coach, thank you.
Thank you.
Head coach Adam Goodvin, and kickoff and keys to the game when we come back. High school football just minutes away on CISN.TV.
The value of staying active cannot be overlooked in our lives or our young athletes. However, high-intensity workouts come with the risk of injury. If you or your child have sustained a sports injury, Select Physical Therapy in conjunction with Iowa Ortho are here to help with 2 convenient walk-in locations.
From diagnosis through recovery, you'll be put directly into the hands of experts who will evaluate and treat your sports-related injury.
Call us today for an evaluation. The value of staying active cannot be overlooked in our lives or our young athletes. However,
back at Ankeny Stadium, Paul Yeager, Tim Halber, and Jeff Brooks in just a moment as we get you ready for our keys to the game, which are brought to you by Schottenkirk Chevrolet. Tim Halber, what's it going to take for Centennial to win tonight?
I think what the coach is looking for is see if that offensive line kind of take charge, see if they get that running game going and kind of wear them down, because Marshalltown has some two-way players going on there. And kind of see how, and I think for both teams, see how they handle the kicking game. There's a little bit of breeze down there going north to south to see how that goes.
All right, and if you are Marshalltown, what do you got to do?
I think I think it's the exact same gameplay. Go out there, game plan, get the running game going, to see if they can kind of get against that a very talented defensive end, outside linebacker defense of Centennial. So you kind of find that seam between the tackles, establish some running game, and then let that passing game kind of pick up because they are a pretty decent passing team.
That is a look at your keys to the game, brought to you by Schottenkirk Chevrolet. Our starting lineups brought to you by Hy-Vee. And in the starting lineup, let's give you the Marshalltown offense. Jordan Anderson, Keaton Bacam, Kyle Giorgio, Francisco Ordaz, and David Britnell up front. The wingback is Jonathan Hernandez. The tight end is Will Van Buren, and the wide receiver is Bennett O'Hare, along with Dylan Igaborod and Derek Garth, Giorgio DiOrio at running back, and your quarterback, Jacob Smith. For Centennial, up front on the line, it's Lucas Pieper, Lane Perusner, Jaden Cooper, and Kyle Gustafson. The linebackers, Logan Niels, Caden Bullwinkle, and Scott Daup. Your corners are Corey Prongi and Keaton Gray. The safeties, Jackson Huber and Tyler Rogers. That's a look at your starting lineups brought to you by Hy-Vee. Now we bring in the third member of our broadcast team, and that's Mr. Jeff Brooks. He is down on that sideline because this weather report is brought to you by G&L Clothing. You're going to need an extra layer tonight from G&L. 57 degrees, feels like 53. We're heading for 42 by night's end. Wind out of the north at 13. Jeff Brooks, can you confirm that weather report?
Definitely confirm that. It's day and night compared to the last few weeks, so I think that'll be a break on the linemen, both offense and defense, and the passing game should be affected if these two teams pass much at all.
Jeff, as you've seen the teams warming up, anything standing out to you? I know they were off the field by the time you got on, but Centennial tonight in those home black uniforms, Marshalltown the white. What's their size look like to you on the matchups?
Yeah, I think Centennial has both size and numbers advantage. You spoke about it a little bit in pregame. The two-way players from Marshalltown, we'll see how they go. I thought I counted 5 or 6 going two ways, and they were linemen. And Centennial does have some big boys down there as well. So
they always do. The kickoff is coming your way next. We'll take a quick 30-second break, get you ready for kickoff in a moment. Centennial and Marshalltown. When we come back, this is high school football on CISN.TV.
High-intensity workouts come with the risk of injury. If you or your child have sustained a sports injury, Select Physical Therapy in conjunction with Iowa Ortho are here to help with 2 convenient walk-in locations.
From diagnosis through recovery, you'll be put directly into the hands of experts who will evaluate and treat your your sports-related injury.
Call us today for an evaluation.
Centennial in their all-black uniforms. They're 4-0 with wins over Ankeny, Urbandale, Waterloo West, and last week a 14-7 win at Dowling. Marshalltown knocked off Des Moines North 50-26, Ottumwa 36-6, and Mason City 45-13 before a loss to the Little Cyclones 21-13. Tonight, week 5 on the 21st of September, the Jaguars will kick it off left to right. They will send out to make the kick. It'll be Avery Knief back deep to receive. On the kick return is Hernandez, Rockingham, and DiOrio standing back in that three-man formation at the 5-yard line. Wind at their back. We'll see how long it lasts. Crowds on their feet. We're ready to go, Tim.
Yep, to kind of see how this ball will make it to the end zone tonight with the wind behind him.
Not really much doubt with Knief's knee that was going to not go into the end zone. And there'll be no return, and so that means the Bobcats will start at 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. And their offense, again, Anderson, Bacam, Grigio, Ordaz, and Britnall. You got guys, you got a 6'2", 6'2", 5'11", 5'9", and 6'2", so a good-sized 4A school, bringing a good 4A-sized line, but they're going to have to deal with, no doubt about it, look for number 8, Kyle Gustafson, or number 6, Scott Daup. Those are guys who are going to be in the mix almost every play. Handoff goes right up the middle on that fullback dive and is only going to get about 2 yards. Getting the handoff is Derek Garth. Garth missed all of last year with a wrist injury. He was just happy to get a chance to play.
Yeah, as he came back, that'd be tough to spend a junior year with a broken wrist, not get out there. But as a senior, he's making the best of his opportunities, getting the running game. Really is one of the leading rushers for Marshalltown.
Pickup of 2, 11:33 to go here in the contest. Under center, they go through on the fullback, or on the halfback, gets up maybe near the 25-yard line, does DiOrio, and that'll be 3rd and long.
Yeah, because some of the leading tacklers, Daup is the lead tackler, and really the main tacklers for the Centennial defense are the 2 defensive ends and the linebacking group, the outside linebackers. So that means that they're really pushing a lot of the players on the inside. So it's very athletic people on the corners for the Centennial defense.
Centennial fans making noise right underneath us here in their neon. Easy to pick up on camera tonight. Passing situation. The lefty throws over the top. Caught and near a first down. Forward progress should have it, and it will be a first down. Catch made by Dylan Igabrod, and it's enough to move the chains for Marshalltown. They needed 6. They got 6 3/4.
I knew you were waiting to say that name. I saw that too. I thought I'll let you say it first, and I'll just repeat after you as we go on. Yeah, perfect timing. You knew good play by Igabrod that he got to where the marker was. He made sure he had passed that line to catch the pass.
Ball's on the 31, so gain of 7. Play action again, and that's what Coach said's going to set up their offense. They throw, nearly intercepted. Daup. Scott Daup had that hit his left hand, and he's like, man, there's a whole lot of green in front of me the other way.
Yeah, I really kind of threw it on the card. He kind of threw it back across his body a little bit there, and then Daup was, very active. We talked about how he plays that well. He's going to be thinking about that tomorrow morning, like, why didn't I intercept that ball? It hit me right in the hands.
You mean a guy's going to give another one grief about something on a play they maybe didn't make?
Yeah.
That happens?
That happens.
Marshalltown, Jacob Smith breaks the huddle. 10 on the play clock, 10:15 on the game clock. Taps the left side of his center's legs. They go with the counter, and it's not there at all. DiOrio had nowhere to go.
Might have lost a couple yards, but probably lost about 3 yards, 4 yards, 3 yards in that play.
Pieper in there for the tackle. He's a defensive end, 6'1", 200 pounds. Pieper, one of the leading tacklers on this team, 16 and a half on the season. So it'll be 3rd and 13, ball at the 28-yard line. Not sure how many plays you have dialed up for 13 yards, but they're going to try to find it now. from the gun, throws downfield. The ball's lofted and out of bounds over the head of Dylan Igabrod. Incomplete. Daup giving coverage also. So was Corey Prongi there on the near side, and it's a punting situation for the Bobcats.
Yeah, with the outside blitzer, even though they had trips there on the right side, they kind of decided to put pressure on Smith, make sure he kind of got the ball out there quickly. He didn't get his feet set, an incomplete pass.
And we'll find out how much this win will impact special teams as the punt will go into the win for Marshalltown. Good pressure, gets it away quickly, bounces, and then down right at midfield by Jonathan Hernandez, the senior, at midfield. Let's go back. Jeff Brooks down on the sideline after that first offensive series. What'd you see, Jeff?
Well, I saw Centennial really neutralize the running game. The offensive, the line didn't get a good push against the defensive line. Wind is going to be a factor down there. You could see that on the punt, and Centennial got the short field.
So Garrett Seversyke will go into the shotgun with Tyler Cahill and Gabe Godwin behind him. Gates goes in motion. They fake it through. Second man through is Tyler Cahill, who gets 4 yards on the play. When you're expecting Gates, go with Cahill.
Yes.
Tackle.
I thought Gates had the ball there. That's a good fake, and as Coach talked about, Seversyke's a good ball handler with that multi-moving offense with the running backs.
Ball's at the 36-yard line, or 46-yard line. Cahill goes in motion, fake to him. Godwin up the middle. He's got a room. He's got a first down to more. Gets into the secondary, makes another man move to the 30. Down the far sideline, 20. It's a foot race to the pylon. Godwin is out of bounds inside the 5. Gabe Godwin, what a run from the 46 all the way down to the, that's the 7-yard line.
I think he's down to the 5. I think down at the 3-yard line. That's a 43-yard run. His hamstring looked pretty good there. I know he's been hampered by that, throughout the season. He looks like he kind of got to the outside, bounced it out there, followed his lead blocks, and then it was off to the races.
Into the 3-yard line. Seversyke goes under center, taps the right side. Hands it off, Avery Gates. That's going to be a walk into the end zone, untouched. Avery Gates, another TD, and Centennial on the board first.
A nice play by the left side of that offensive line, really kind of collapsed. The line got a good block out there. He's kind of bounced it out there, and it was just a one-on-one foot race to the corner, and easy walk-in touchdown from 3 yards out.
So now a 3-yard touchdown run for Gates. The extra point is coming by Knief. The holder is Keaton Gray. The snap, the kick is up, and good. Centennial up early, 7-0 on CISN.TV.
Hi, Ron here, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car's on the injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible. I know that. That's why you need to bring it here to Westside Auto Pros. I have a team of experts that can fix almost every automotive injury. Whether it's a fractured joint, a brake, or if your car just got its bell rung, no problem. We can even do a complete physical on your car to make sure it's game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get it back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging it back here. Let's move it, move it, move it. Hi, Ron here, head coach of Westside.
Quick work when you can go 3 plays, 50 yards, and score. All 3 on the ground. 3 different running backs for the Jaguars. Knief's kick is high. And at the goal line, just out of the end zone, is Diorio, and he is still on his feet, running for that right hash, trying to find the outside, and does. He's up near the 20, but he stepped out of bounds at the 16-yard line, and that's where the drive will start for the Bobcats. So Jeff Brooks, it didn't take much for Centennial, and it was all set up on one good running play.
Yeah, I want to give credit to that offensive line, especially on that big play. They sealed up the middle and broke out to the outside, and like you said, it was a foot race. Just got her on in that next play and 7-0.
Jeff Brooks on the Shield sideline, and this is the game brought to you by Mid-American Energy, a powerful energy resource. Ball at the 16-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Bobcats. Handoff, Diorio makes a nice man move, Daup rips him in past the 25-yard line, but that is enough for a first down up to the 27. Gain of 11 on that play.
Yeah, good little kick out, by the offensive line, getting on creating that seam, because that's really where I think Marshalltown's, if they're going to make this a game, they're going to have to run between the tackles, kind of find those lanes on the inside, because I don't think they've got the speed to get to the outside against this Centennial defense, because those ends and linebackers are too active out there to kind of beat them to the corner.
Ball at the 27-yard line. Timeout, Marshalltown will step away as well. 7-0 Jaguars with 7:49 to play here in the first quarter.
Building a strong community doesn't happen overnight. It takes a vision for the future, the ability to turn a challenge into a success, and individuals who inspire new generations of growth. Greater Des Moines has done a lot of growing over the years, and so have we. At Brick Gentry Law, your success is something that we create together. Thank you for making us a part of your community. Thank you for 50 years. Building a strong...
Why do I look for the seal? It's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor, finding a tax preparer, or an honest mechanic, the Better Business Bureau seal means this business meets high standards. When I see the seal, I know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries. And I feel good about supporting local businesses. My life is so much easier knowing I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at bbb.org/Iowa. Why do I look?
Up the middle go the Bobcats on the handoff. And that is Garth. Derek Garth gets a hard 2 yards.
I think anything running up that middle in between the guards there is going to be hard yards to pick up.
Understatement of the year I just made?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Tonight's game brought to you by Mid-American Energy. And I'm not saying we have to turn the furnace on tonight or the heater on tonight, but there's definitely people in layers at this contest. As it's a handoff, Diorio goes for the outside, gets outside one. He's a foot race, got a first down. He's near midfield, and he's knocked out of bounds at the 47-yard line. Nice play. Diorio seems to have a little more of a breakaway speed, doesn't he,
He's got a nice pop to the outside there, because he went there from the lining up at the left halfback position, came across, took the handoff, got to the outside, and it kind of surprised him out there. I think he got out there quicker than they thought, and he cuts it upfield. He's got nice balance to him. As Coach said, he's a really a tough kid. He's a 5'11", 205. No, he's a 5'11", 175-pound back. Very tough to bring down.
Centennial fans looking for something to cheer for. They go right up the middle on the handoff to the fullback dive. 2 yards for Derek Garth.
Garth picks up some tough yards there. He's got 3 carries. Each of them picked up 2 yards, so he's a consistent. So if they get into 3rd and 2, think he'll get the ball?
Well, this is a little different wing tee than what you've seen. It's not the full. They really, and that's what Coach called it, a wing tee-ish. It's usually with the fullback, halfback. They don't even fake it there. They go Diorio on the right side, steps, and he tried to shuffle just a little bit around Tyler Rogers, and there was no go there. Keaton Gray also there. That's a hard yard, maybe 3 at most.
At the outside. Coach had talked how they were going to come out of the shotgun, but I've been seeing a lot more that Smith is coming out of the, from behind center, kind of setting some things up, looking at some I formation. So they've had it. Looks like they changed up their game plan a little bit, different to what the film has been showing. Kind of give Centennial a different look, make them think a little bit.
Ball at the 50. 5 1/4 to play. Centennial 7, Marshalltown nothing. The pass is thrown, caught on the run, and up near the 30, 41-yard and late penalty flag comes out. It's near the first down. Far side referee makes it a first down, but let's hold the phone for a moment on the penalty. Came right there on the tackle.
Could have been a late hit or could have incidental face mask. I'm not sure how they call it. Usually it comes out late like that when the player comes out of bounds. You kind of expect that. Unintentional, just kind of a hard play by the tackler.
Jeff Brooks is on the far sideline, and I don't know how much more you saw. Oh, it's a sideline violation. Okay, because the referee, yeah, you didn't see that, Jeff, sorry. Sideline violation. The referees have to have room to move on that far sideline, or on any sideline. That's what the white on the near side is for. You have what's called a get-back coach. You ever heard of that one?
Yeah, I've heard of them many times. You get excited as a player. You get out, the play comes at you, step forward, then you find out there's like 10 of you guys standing on that white line looking at the play, and then there goes the flag.
They call it even before like the handoff. Ball up to the 42 of Centennial. Diorio looked for a moment. I thought he was going to throw the football. Yeah. Tripped at the 40-yard line by Gray, and Diorio falls to the 38. Gain of 4.
Good play there. Their tackles get out there. They're pulling a guard to get out there and kind of creating that seam. Diorio does a good job of getting out there, sees where that kind of opens up, and then he cuts it in. And that's where you kind of get the more speed. Instead of going east and west, he is really truly a north and south runner. He kind of finds that lane and pops it.
I'm going to give him 4. 2nd and 6 from the 38. 4:22 left to play first quarter. Smith rolls, throws downfield. He's got a man almost there. And a penalty is going to come in. And Huber was playing good defense, but I'm going to say Logan Neals possibly is going to be flagged here.
That or it could be a prong. He came in there kind of taking a hit on a defenseless player. And I think, he came up because he came from the cornerback position, lowered his shoulder a little bit. And like we had talked about throughout the season, that these officials, they're going to call for player safety. They're always going to err on that side. So if they think if anything happens, any kind of play, they're going to throw that flag. So I think they're going to throw that flag every time.
Hernandez was the intended receiver. He was down on the turf. He's walking towards Jeff Brooks. Jeff, what'd you see on that Shield sideline?
Yeah, I think it's just going to be a late hit, maybe a hit to the head. Came in just a bit late.
Did you get a good number on that one, Jeff?
No, I didn't either. I'm on the side.
Personal foul. Also, we have a penalty on Marshalltown as well. So they're both offsetting 15-yard penalties, so we'll just pretend nothing happened and do it again.
It's not what Hernandez said.
That's exactly.
I didn't catch what the offensive penalty was. Coach hates to see that. You get a big play down there, get the ball down, has an offsetting penalty where you can't get that positive yardage. So it brings up a 2nd and 6 for Marshalltown and the 38 of Centennial.
Boy, that sky is a brilliant red right now as the sun goes down. The leaves are starting to turn over here. We got ourselves a football night up the middle, and it's going to be no farther than a yard gain. Hey, take a wild guess who made that tackle. It would be Gustafson.
Yeah.
Kyle Gustafson, the stop of Garth by maybe 2. Garth has 4 carries in this contest for 18 yards so far. Ball, though, is short of a first down by 4 yards. Clock moving, 3:40 to play first quarter. 7-0 Centennial scored on their opening possession. Marshalltown punted. This drive started back inside, deep inside their own territory, and the Bobcats have made it work. Here comes some pressure. Smith is going to roll, tuck, run, and be so close to that first down. I think he's got it. Far side official says he does. Out at the 31-yard line, needed 4, he got 5.
A good run there, good blitz, a good pickup. Diorio in the backfield kind of picked up the blitzing linebacker, knocked him to the inside, letting Smith roll out to his left-handed quarterback. Came out there. He kept looking for a pass, looking for a lane, took it and got the first down. They've held the ball for a majority after that first drive. They've really had a nice drive here, starting at their own. I think they start their own 17.
16. They own 16. So this one, really, you're right. I was thinking it was 18, and then I actually wrote down 16 for once. Handoff up the middle, Garth. They are trying all their might to establish Garth up the middle and keep him honest. Making the tackle for Centennial. Lucas Pieper right there in the middle, gain of a yard.
Yeah, Prusder in there. That's some tough real estate in the middle there, but it does keep it honest because the defensive ends can't be rushing from the outside expecting a pass or a wide run by running backs. They had to kind of keep those 4 defensive linemen kind of bunched in there, kind of keep them honest on the inside game.
Smith under center. Garth right behind him. Play action, they go to Oreo. DiOrio, he breaks one tackle, then he is popped.
Who's that outside linebacker again that came in there at number 6? What's his name again?
Well, Logan Neals had him wrapped up. Scott Dowd came up, and so did Kyle Gustafson. All helping make a tackle there of DiOrio. And DiOrio got to the 27. So we'll give him 3. And more like 2.
Another big third down play, and when they like to roll out the short sides on the left side. So I don't know how that feels for a left-handed quarterback because you don't have a lot of real estate to pass in.
Play action, he rolls out to his right, throws off his back foot, off the hand of his intended receiver.
Well covered by Rogers there.
Yep. And Huber was the defensive player. Was that Will Van Buren, number 80? Yeah, Van Buren, the intended receiver, the tackle, 6'1", 200. So it'll be a 4th down. You're into the wind. It'd be about a 40-yard attempt.
You're kind of in that real estate where, you don't want to punt. You kind of move the ball, so more than likely you kick it out of the end zone if you try to punt here. I think they're going to go for it.
I think they are too,
Nothing
and even
if
they don't get any yards, it would still be worse field position than Centennial started the first drive at the 50. Right. 4th down play. Smith to the shotgun, looks downfield, throws, incomplete, penalty flag. Right on the sideline, trying to find Dylan Igabrod. And I don't know how much better defense Corey Prongi could have played there.
Yeah, I think he might have got there right on time, but I think it was he got his arm out in front of him, but I think he also kind of hit him in the back. It looked worse than it probably was. Officially looked like he got there a tad too early, and they're going to throw the flag. That was kind of a 50-50 call, but I can see where the official, he kind of came in there kind of strong. Instead of going for the ball, he kind of went through the receiver to get to the ball. And 9 times out of 10, they're going to call that on the defensive back.
2 penalties on that drive that have kept this drive alive. One was against a receiver, and then this one, another play on the receiver. Now ball is inside the 15 at the 14-yard line, 12th play of the drive. Smith looks to the right, tucks it, runs. He's got some room, makes a move to the 5, and he's going to be stopped by Daup.
It's about a 9-yard gain. He got inside. He's got down there to the right on the 5-yard stripe, so it looks like it's going to be a 2nd down and 1. That kind of all opened up in front of him. He took off. Coach said Smith's a good athlete. He didn't start last, or actually too good of an athlete to not put on the field. Had him as a defensive back, but now put him as a quarterback this year, and he's paying dividends. He's actually operated a very nice drive here.
A lot of composure. When you've got 3 wins on the season, you know how to win. You know how to find the end zone. Doesn't matter who the opponent is. Smith under center. They go up the middle. Garth powers ahead inside the 5 to about the 3-yard line. Gustafson rolls off the pile. So does Daup.
Done the 2. Big gain.
And also Caden Bullwinkle.
They had to kind of bring in their heavy defense in there for Centennial.
Both DiOrio and Garth have 6 carries so far in this contest, Tim. So your guess is as good as mine who's going to get it. But Garth's your 2-yard guy. You need 2 to score. Garth in the middle. Towards the goal line.
It's
short.
At the 6-inch line. He got 1.5 yards.
Oh. Boy, that ball, if it sneezes, it ends up into the end zone. 19 seconds. Will Marshalltown try to get one more play before the quarter? I don't think so, as everybody has made their way. Marshalltown says, we want to score in the south end zone.
Makes sense, because if you score in the south end zone, then you get the kickoff. You kick at the win. You kick your extra point with the win. So there's no hurry to score in the north side.
And that's how the first quarter will end. Centennial 7, Marshalltown nothing. This is CISN.TV.
Auto Pros. When your car's on the injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible. I know that. That's why you need to bring it here to Westside Auto Pros. I have a team of experts that can fix almost every automotive injury. Whether it's a fractured joint, a brake, or if your car just got its bell rung, no problem. We can even do a complete physical on your car to make sure it's game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get it back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging it back here. Let's move it, move it, move it.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community. You want to get...
I want to know. See, if I sing, it doesn't matter about copyright, because I clearly don't have the voice that the copyright bots are going to pick up. Paul Yeager, Tim Halber, Jeff Brooks back here at Ankeny Stadium as the Jaguars lead for now 7-0 over the Marshalltown Bobcats. Marshalltown started this drive all the way back on the 16-yard line, and they are just a quarterback sneak away, Tim, from getting in the end zone.
I think Cooper and Pruser in the middle there are not going to let them pinch down. I don't know if they go with the sneak. I think you're looking at either DiOrio or Garth getting the ball here. Probably something maybe off tackle, kind of pinch something, or I would see them going wider.
And Marshalltown is going to be flagged for a penalty. So what was on the 1 will now go back to the 6. So now you're going to have to run. You're going to have to run Garth 3 times to get into the end zone from the 6.
Well, they got enough plays to do it. So I'm not sure what the confusion was if they had it movement along the line. I didn't see a signal from the official what the 5-yard penalty was, but usually it's some kind of offensive formation or offensive set that they went up there. So now you have a chance to you have a little more room to go the outside. I kind of see them wanting to kind of isolate, maybe even Garth on the outside or DiOrio.
Smith, play action. He rolls, throws behind, end zone touchdown! Hernandez in the backside, and the Bobcats are an extra point away from tying it. What a pass! What a play!
Or you could throw a pass.
Everybody's expecting run, Tim. It's a great play call.
Because you got to respect the run, because they basically run the ball all the way down here. They had one completion, for 10 yards on that whole drive coming in. Then what you do is you throw a little 6-yard out in the end zone. Good touch on the ball, wide open, touchdown.
Kaba pins, puts his foot into it. Good, we're tied at 7 on CISN.TV.
Hey everyone, this is Dan Holm with Ankeny Fanatic. Be sure to check out our website this fall for the best local high school sports coverage around. Whether you're a Hawk or a Jaguar, we'll be covering everything from cross country, man that dude is fast, to volleyball and everything in between. Well hey Kenna, welcome back. You don't want to miss any of the hard-hitting action. Come visit us at AnkenyFanatic.com.
Marshalltown goes 15 plays, 84 yards, ends on a 6-yard touchdown pass to Jonathan Hernandez from Jacob Smith And after the extra point, we are tied here at Ankeny Stadium. Short kick, going to be taken inside the 20 by the Jaguars, Dylan D'Angelo, and he's still on his feet at the 30, 35, 40. He's got some room down that sideline, but he steps out of bounds at the 44-yard lines. Jeff Brooks is down on our Shield sideline tonight. Jeff, impressive drive. Couple of penalties helped the Bobcats along the way.
They certainly did, yeah. They ate up almost that whole first quarter into the wind. Impressive. Give credit to the big offensive linemen, Bacom and Anderson. They really set up those runs for them and executed and got that touchdown sneaking out of the backfield and back of the end zone.
So Centennial will start with the ball at their own 45-yard line. Tied at 7. Great return by D'Angelo. Seversike, play action, goes back over the middle. He's got his tight end tipped and almost intercepted. Oh, my. They were trying to find Dylan D'Angelo again. He had the hot hand on the reception. Breeding was there as well. But, man, it was almost tipped up. Sometimes when an offensive player tips the ball up, Tim, that causes a lot of problems.
Yeah, trying to make a one-handed catch, kind of bounced up there, and then O'Hara just missed, picking off the ball. That would have been a big turnover. Kind of surprised him seeing pulling a pass play, here that would probably go to the run, go back to establishing the run.
I like that play call. A little something different. You got to try it. Seversike, they go right up the gut. Godwin, he's got some room. He's across midfield into Bobcat territory. Makes it look easy before he's tackled by Justice Richardson. What a run. Gabe Godwin, pick up a 13.
Yeah, good run there. Got good blocking on off that left side of the line there. Picking his hole really well. Taking his, being patient, letting that kind of hole come to him. Going out there, then picking up with a full head of steam.
Ball now at the Marshalltown 42. Seversike sends Gates in motion on the option read. Keeps it. Goes up the middle. Escapes one tackle. Gets near the 35. Gain of about 7 for the quarterback, Seversike. Grego makes the stop in the middle there.
Kind of a read option there. He kind of let it go with the halfback, kind of stopped, took his time, went up the middle there. He doesn't run the ball a lot, but when he does, he picks his holes really well. He usually picks up some significant yardage. So now you got a second and short, kind of with the game plan dialed up.
In the gun goes Seversike. The junior looks over. Sends Cahill in motion. They go back. Godwin up the middle. Huge hole near the first down and then some. Inside the 30 to the 27-yard line. Gain of 8.
That is the shortest game he's had all night, 8 yards. Full head of steam. Good job there by Breeding, the tight end. Kind of came down there, also kind of created a little seam in there on the inside. Good blocking tight end, kind of opened up that inside hole.
Ball at the Marshalltown 37. Seversike looks to the right, throws, caught. D'Angelo at the 30. Makes a move 25-20, tackled inside the 20 at the 19. Hernandez, who scored the touchdown on the last drive, makes the stop. So the Centennial passing game has kind of been a rare bird. It's kind of developing as the season goes on, but as you get confidence, you want to throw it a little bit more, and that's what Centennial's doing right now.
Yeah, he got the ball out there in nice shape, so that helps him kind of establish that rhythm early on.
Second and short. Ball inside the 20. Godwin off right tackle. Now to the outside. Knocks over his own 2 guys. Somehow, who made the tackle was really the offensive linemen are out there blocking, but really Derek Garth. He shielded off 2 blockers. Not before Godwin got the run of the first down. What'd you give him on that? You give him 3?
Yeah, I'd say, 3 yards.
Ball at the 16. 10 minutes to play. Second quarter. Procedure will be called against Centennial, or at least a flag anyway. The Jaguars are pointing at Marshalltown. They don't stop it usually if it's on the defense.
No.
But it is against
it is.
Marshalltown. I thought there were two guys moving on Centennial's side, but what do I know? Jeff Brooks is right in front of you. Jeff, what'd you see? Did you see him move?
Yeah, I might have come across right when the players were in motion, but yeah, it's a good call.
All right. I'm not doubting it. I'm just saying I didn't see it. All right. Ball goes into the 11-yard line. 1st and 5. 9:50 to play. Cahill in motion. They give it to him on the jet. Sweeps out left and is tackled behind the line of scrimmage. Justice Richardson, 5'8", 165-pound junior, makes the stop behind the 10 at the 11-yard line. No gain.
A good play there by Richardson. Came in from the strong safety spot. Kind of on a read blitz there. Look, he's probably keying on the running back, so as he gets the handoff, he just kind of shoots that gap there right behind the defensive end.
2nd down. Godwin up the middle. Hurdles one tackler. Right away was Alex Rockingham. But Godwin had a whole head of speed, and he gets, I'm going to say he's down at the 7.
He's about a yard short. I would be shocked if they passed here. I think, the running game is going well. I think I'm going to guess it might be Mr. Godwin.
9th play of the drive. They go on the dive to Godwin. He's inside the 5. The scrum keeps going. He's near the goal line, but short. That was an absolute dive play. Straight out of, they'll put that up on the website to look at what is a dive play. That is a wedge dive.
Looks like something made an old Oklahoma player proud.
Ball on the 1, 8:16 to play. Severside, turnaround, Godwin up the middle. He's not in. I thought he got in.
Well, he kind of got in and he got his back turned to the offensive line. They kind of spun him around a little bit, so the ball didn't cross. Maybe his helmet did. Both linemen, both line judges saw that the ball wasn't in, so he probably didn't get it. Probably a right call. That was a good stiff defense by Marshalltown, but now they're probably getting another dose of Godwin.
I think Godwin kind of stood up a little bit. They go again underneath, and this time he's in for the 1-yard touchdown run.
Impressive drive by Centennial to come back after giving up a long drive, long touchdown. That offense, they had a short field, at their own 45, took it from there and took it right down there, kept her on the ground. One pass play, did a nice job.
Knief's extra point is a line drive. It gets over the bar and scores 14-7. This is CISN.TV.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at MidAmerican Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Miss your hometown clothing store? The one that had it all? Everything to get the work done, all in one place? G&L Clothing is your hometown Iowa store. Stop in and see us. Or we're only a click or phone call away. Family owned for nearly a century. G&L Clothing. 1801 Ingersoll, Des Moines.
G&L Clothing, your size, your style, we got it all.
Ball taken at the 15-yard line by Marshalltown. And Alex Rockingham takes it up to the 32-yard line, and we'll go down to Jeff Brooks, who's on that far sideline. We're testing out new equipment. Jeff, I didn't have a chance to text you back. It's been sounding good. You feeling good over there?
Oh yeah, it's nice down here. It's a little cool, but it's all good. Hey, boy, Marshalltown's going to have a tough time with stopping Centennial up the middle. They got to figure something out there, but we'll see if they can answer that touchdown here.
Marshalltown has it at their own 31-yard line. And this is a game brought to you by Mid-American Energy, a powerful energy resource. Up the gut they go. Hernandez on a jet-ish play. Since the coach calls ish, I can call his stuff ish, gain of 3. Huber the stop.
Tough way to make a living. Kind of try to catch them off a little bit. They had a lot of misdirection going off to the left. They're kind of see if something pops, see if that Centennial defense is kind of, if they get an easy score, or no, I shouldn't say easy score, but they got the lead there. See if they kind of catch them napping a little bit, kind of just sitting back in their zone. So 2nd and 7.
Smith goes back under center. They go up with that dive, and Garth was able to shake the first guy through, but could not shake the second. I don't think, somehow, yeah, I didn't think Garth got any yards there.
Prugier's in there. I say Ethan Frazier's in there, big nose guard, 6'3" kid, kind of causing a lot of disruption. Cooper's in there. So, yeah, good job by the interior line. They kind of threw him away, kind of got in the backfield. They couldn't get any momentum to get downfield, so really end up with no gain.
Bobcats in their road blue pants and white jerseys. Smith back to pass, goes far side, has a man, but too far. Leads Van Buren down that far sideline, and this drive is going to stall out and be a quick 3 and out. Going back to receive the punt for Centennial is Gates. He'll go stand back at his own 35, and coming out to punt for Marshalltown will be Giorgio Diorio at his own 21. Short but high kick, bounces at the 40 and then takes a Marshalltown roll. Great roll. That's going to go almost near the 10 to the 13-yard line.
About a 22-yard roll there.
You don't have to be beautiful, but you have to be effective. Ball goes down to the 13.
Looks like it's my wedge shot that hits the front of the green and rolls to the back off into the sand trap. Yeah, it looks exactly like it. Yeah.
You've got a great wedge. I had no idea. What are you doing here? I thought if you could, hit the irons, you could play on Sundays.
No, I can only watch. That's part of the game.
Well, Centennial's all the way down their own 13-yard line. Let's see if they can eat up some clock and get some yards. They go misdirection. Gates around the right side. He gets to the outside 20, 25. It's a foot race. He is down that seam and down that far sideline. Avery Gates, have we said it before? We'll say it again. It's going to be an 86-yard touchdown run.
That's going to help the average.
87 yards, Avery Gates.
He got out there, got the outside, right on the 40-yard line. The guy kind of had an angle on him, kind of took him, kind of thought he might catch him around the ankles, kind of stepped out of it, got down there, got a full head of steam, and we've seen this before where he gets out on the outside, and if he gets going, he can pick up some yards.
Wow. Gates makes it look easy there. They've kind of been keeping him, they haven't called his number much. Knief comes out to attempt the extra point. Kick is up and good. Centennial 21, Marshalltown nothing. This is CISN.TV.
High quality beef doesn't have to come with a high price. High Beat Angus Reserve. It's 100% natural, hand-selected, pure quality beef. The cuts are tender and the price is lean. We choose our beef knowing what will deliver the best flavor and most tenderness. So now, going out for a great steak can be as simple as going out to your grill. High Beat Angus Reserve. Dinner out just became dinner in.
Closeout, featuring up to 25% off select new 18 Silverado Crew Cab LTs, new 18 Trax LT, $179 per month through the end of the month in Waukee. Get up to $10,000 off select new 18 Suburban and Tahoes, new 2019 Equinox LT, $199 per month with 12 going on 13 years of year-over-year sales records. Schottenkirk knows how to sell Chevys. The September Closeout, Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. Chevy, find new roads. WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevrolet.
You can go 87 yards on 10, 11 plays, or you can just go one.
Yeah.
Avery Gates, 87-yard touchdown run. Centennial, 21. Marshalltown, 7. Knief, the kick. Low liner, taken at the 25, and then dropped in a hurry. Scott Daup, it's not even fair sometimes. That dude can deliver a hit. And you know who can deliver a good line on our Shields sideline report? It's Jeff Brooks. Hey, Jeff.
Yeah, that hit by Daup hurt me. That was a nice hit. Hey, so I said Marshalltown needed to correct the stuff up the middle. I think they made the adjustment and then just got irresponsible on the left side of the D and broke a big run.
Gates is fast, isn't he? He went right by you.
Yeah, I thought about walking that way, but I just watched him go by.
Marshalltown went 3 and out on their last possession. 5.5 to play, second quarter. Left side, Diorio tries to get to the outside, and he just cannot. He has stood up after about a 2-yard gain.
Mr. Daup was out there again, kind of got his hand on there, made him kind of change his shoulder of attack. Kept it down for him being a 5-yard gain, knocked it down to about a 2 or 3 yard carry.
Gustafson and Rogers in on the tackle as well. They'll give him 3. Not sure how he got that. 7 carries now for Diorio. We're under 5.
Marshalltown has time. They kind of put together, kind of get that drive back, kind of get that, that rhythm back on their offense like they had before. What they don't want to do is do a 3 and out.
Need to get some positive yards here. They're going to hand off Diorio. He's trying to get to the outside. Makes one-man move. He's got a first down. And I'll tell you what, the blocking downfield by Dylan Eigebrod made that happen. He took a hit at the end after Diorio got the first down up to the 41-yard line.
Yeah, Gray came in there and really kind of knocked him out of bounds. But has a nice move. I'm impressed with this Diorio. He's got good balance. He gets out there, kind of gave him the leg, then popped it outside and made what I thought was going to be about a 2 or 3 yard gain. Picked up about 8. Got the first down.
Ball at the 41-yard line for Marshalltown. That kind of keeps their defense, giving them a little break. They go Hernandez up the middle, and he makes a move to the left side into the shoestring tackle, Keaton Gray. Otherwise, Jonathan Hernandez has his second touchdown of the night. What a play up to the 40-yard line.
Yeah, he kind of popped her up the middle, but looked back over his right shoulder because he thought someone was coming from there. Didn't see Gray, and Gray really kind of made a dive. If he didn't catch that ankle, I think he'd be in the end zone right now. So a big open field tackle, but a good play. That was a counter from kind of a slot position, inside handoff, taking that up the middle. The good credit to the offensive line, kind of making that opening and give him a seam straight up the middle.
19-yard gain, 4:08. Up the middle, the dive. They go back to the bread and butter. Derek Garth. Give him 2.5.
Keep that inside of the defensive line honest. Kind of running that little bit of misdirection, fullback dive, pop the halfback to the outside. Haven't seen a lot of motion on the backfield. They kind of run pretty much straight up, several formations for their offense.
Handoff, and nowhere to go for Diorio.
Gustafson on the outside crashed from his left end spot. Came down that line of scrimmage. Instead of getting too deep, he kind of ran down there and caught the running back from behind, knocking it down for about a 3-yard loss.
Just pointed to him. Perusner was there. And Bullwinkle back to the 40. 3rd and 10. Just like that, how quickly you get a little bit of momentum and then it zaps away. Look for a pass here for the Bobcats. Smith rolls, has some time, throws, intercepted! Intercepted by the Jaguars. That is Caden Bullwinkle, still on his feet at the 40. If he can spin around here, he'll return it inside the 40 to the 37-yard line.
Looks like a late flag there, flag on the field.
But it doesn't come where the interception was made. It comes where the end of the play was. So let's see what happened there.
Could be late hit after the play. We kind of threw that in the double coverage. Bullwinkle came underneath the receiver, jumped up, had a nice interception, played it really well. Make sure it didn't cause any pass interference and took to the field. Then he was kind of bouncing around like a pinball, hitting this, spinning around, picking up yards.
Oh, illegal block in the back. Well, when you keep moving around like that, you can get a guy turned in a hurry on the wrong side of things. Doesn't matter, though. Centennial still has the football, and they'll start it at the 47-yard line.
Yeah,
their side of it.
2:30 to go. They got plenty of time to make a good drive here.
And they hustle up to the line. The play is set. The whistle's blown. Jags on the line. Seversike. Play action. Goes deep. Down the middle. That's going to be near a touchdown, and it is. I knew it would be. Benjamin Breeding makes it look easy. 47 yards. Score up the middle on the seam route.
That's reminiscent of that very first pass play that last series. They tried to go over the middle, looking for Breeding down the middle. He caught it high. He's a big receiver, and if you're sitting there at 6'5", kind of threw it up there around his shoulders where he can catch it. Took down there, broke a tackle, just took it right down the middle for a touchdown.
Knief, again, in to attempt the extra point. Kick is up. Good. 28 for the Jaguars of Centennial, 7 for the Bobcats of Marshalltown.
Everyone who believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game. Shields.
Saving feels great. At Mid-American Energy, we love saving too. Saving the environment by supporting tree planting, which improves air quality. Saving money by investing in wind energy, which keeps rates low. And saving you energy by providing tips to help make your home more energy efficient. Which means you can take those savings and put your energy into having fun. Saving definitely feels great. So does being obsessively, relentlessly at your service. There's no doubt.
Knief gets a leg into it, taken at the 15 to the 20. Diorio trying to get to the outside wall, makes a spin move, and the guy who made the interception, Caden Bullwinkle, makes the tackle on special teams. Penalty flag comes down. While that's sorted out, let's go down Jeff Brooks. So, Jeff, I've got 2 drives lasting 1 play each. That doesn't take, there's not much to break down, is there?
No, both of them were pretty impressive plays as well. That one, Bullwinkle just got loose over the middle and excuse me, he intercepted the ball.
Bullwinkle.
Yep, but got loose over the middle and scored that touchdown on a nice play action pass. Marshalltown still has time to score here. They're getting good field position with the late hit on that kickoff, so they're about at midfield, it looks like, and can still stick one in here with 2:16 to go.
Personal foul against Centennial. That'll start the drive at the Marshalltown 42-yard line. Couple of other scores. Southeast Polk leads Fort Dodge 7-3. Dowling rolling over Ankeny tonight 21-0. 6 minutes left in the first half. Those other 2 games you can see on CISN.TV. Watch them in replay. Put us both up in your windows if you want. Smith going to play action. Roll out to his left, running for his life. Throws out of bounds. Caught by Jansen Evans. The problem is Evans isn't playing. He's injured tonight, and he's out of bounds. So it's incomplete.
He was open, though.
He was wide open. Yeah. Good pressure by Centennial on that drive, or on that play.
Yeah, Smith likes to roll out to the wide side of the field. That's where he's most natural, running from to his left. And once again, the wide side to the left. So I wouldn't see if they're looking here to get the ball downfield. I think to hit something a little bit quicker. But I think you're going to see a little more of a passing play, passing downs here with 2 minutes left to go.
Coming up at halftime, we'll listen to the Centennial Band a little bit, and then we'll talk cross country for Centennial. Diorio up the gut, and he gets a couple of licks put on him. One of them comes from Logan Niels, the other from Bullwinkle was the other. Ball up to the 48, gain of 6.
Bullwinkle is quietly having a good game. He's got the interception. He's been on more tackles than I've heard before. I think, as they try to exploit the middle, they're running up the middle a lot more. It's involving that middle linebacker, so Bullwinkle is going to get a lot more tackles, a lot more shots on there. And he is a physical middle linebacker, kind of back to his old throwback days.
3rd and 4, a manageable down for the Bobcats. What are they going to do? They go Hernandez on that kind of that crossing play, and sniffing it out are the Jaguars, Logan Niels. And that's somehow got back to the line of scrimmage, and Centennial calls timeout to preserve some of that clock.
Yeah, Niels saw that once before because Hernandez kind of popped that earlier for a 19-yard gain. I think Niels like, nope, I've seen this before. I'm not going to let that go through. Pinched it down and made a good open field tackle, stopping that for no gain or basically almost like a 1-yard loss. So, yes, Centennial calling a timeout. See, they want to get the ball back here. It's a minute 12 left, and knowing how they can score, if you gave them the ball back with only 5 seconds left of the clock, they may do something with it.
Well, they've had 2 plays of, or 2 series where they've only been 1 play score. So, because if you can get up 35-7 before half, I wouldn't call the Centennial offense quick strike, but by golly, they certainly can. They can certainly score in a hurry. They've scored on drives of 3, 11, 1, and 1. So Jeff Brooks at halftime will catch up with Coach Jerry Pizzetti, co-head coach. The other co-head coach, Ryan Pizzetti, he's always good with letting us hang. And Centennial takes a timeout because they thought that Marshalltown was going to punt it.
Yeah.
We're going to take a timeout now on the second one. 1:12 to play before half. Jaguars in control.
Miss your hometown clothing store? The one that had it all? Everything to get the work done, all in one place? G&L Clothing is your hometown Iowa store. Stop in and see us. Or we're only a click or phone call away. Family owned for nearly a century. G&L Clothing, 1801 Ingersoll, Des Moines.
G&L Clothing, your size, your style, we got it all.
Moms typically get to make a majority of the healthcare decisions for their family. That can be a lot of pressure, but not for me. Because I know the choice is ours. For medical tests like MRIs, X-rays, CAT scans, and of course mammograms, ask your doctor to refer you to Iowa Radiology. They work around our hectic schedules. They're the best at what they do, and they're so great with my family. They truly care, and it shows. Visit iowaradiology.com or call to schedule an appointment. Iowa Radiology. Our focus is your good health.
Quick kick. They show off offense and then punt it into the end zone. Touchback. Jacob Smith just couldn't quite rein in the power of his right leg, and he puts it into the end zone. So it'll come back out to the 20. Minute 5, Jeff Brooks on the Shield sideline. And what do you think here? You've just called timeout to preserve the clock. You're not going to sit on it now, are you?
Well, I'd look for them to go maybe over the middle once or twice and see if they can't get a first down or two and then go from there. But, you never count out that quick draw run or something to get a big play and then see where that goes too.
Jeff Brooks on the Shields sideline report. Centennial starts at their own 20. Seversike to throw. He's flushed. And his intended receiver was Breeding, who was covered. But if that play's not there right away, and good adjustment by the Marshalltown defense, Mike Eggleston calls the defense for Marshalltown. And Coach Goodwin said earlier this week, he goes, Mike really kind of mixes things up. They go with that 4-3 look, but he'll throw anything in there to kind of make a defense off kilter. 2nd down and 10. Clock stopped. Go up the middle with Godwin, and he gets up to the 30. And he'll be short of the first down, a gain of only 9.
Yeah, good play there. Stretch the defense. Now, as the clock is running, we're down to about 40 seconds. I think, if you want to take a shot downfield, even though you got a 3rd and 1, you probably want to get the first down here. They'll stop the clock to move the chains and see if you want to take another shot.
Seaver Syke in the gun. He's got Godwin behind him. They go Avery Gates around the right side. Gates breaks one tackle and another and yet another up towards midfield. No, they're going to say he stepped out at the 47. So a gain of 17, 18 on that play. That's pretty, that's just really, that's, I want to make a joke about how inadequate that is, but when he just scored an 87-yard touchdown. His last 2 ball carries have been 80 and 87 yards prior to that. He had one for 3 and then one for 90 or 87 and now
for 18. As he gets out there, broke a tackle there at the line of scrimmage and got picked up a nice gain.
13 seconds to go before half. Godwin running downhill, and he'll be stopped. Making that tackle is Derek Garth across midfield. Gain of 5, 6.8 seconds. Timeout, Centennial.
I'm going to guess a pass play. They're kind of bringing in some of their wideouts. Sloan's coming in the ball game. They got a couple different players. They got some fresh receivers, so they're going to go to wide. The thing is, Breeding, he's been getting free. They're releasing him for the line of scrimmage, for blocking tight end. Sometimes he lines up here on the left side, naturally with the left-handed quarterback. He's coming out wide. So they're going to go trips with the wide tight end on the left side to kind of stretch that defense, and they got some height out there.
Or they might just go in the middle. Well, let's see. They've got Cahill back there. That's kind of a mismatch with Breeding, the tight end, lined up on that slot. Might be the last play of the half. Seversyke looks to the right. He's going to hit as he's thrown. Garth makes the sack, and that will end the first half.
Good play by Garth, because I think they had some 101s down, hitting downfield. I think Seversyke was winding up to throw that, and he kind of came down, chased him down, prevented a big play before half.
Jeff Brooks is down on the sideline. He has co-head coach Jerry Pizzetti. Jeff?
Hey, Coach. Good first half starting out. Your running game up the middle, I think, really set up a lot of plays for you there towards the end. Can you tell me a little bit about how you established that?
It's been a tough game so far, and March game to play, and we've been hitting it up inside, and then we went outside and hit a couple passes. So we've moved the ball quite well, and Marshalltown's out here to play it, and they are playing.
So they had a couple of running games established a long first quarter drive on you, and can you tell me how you shut that down here in the second half?
Well, they're tough to stop. I mean, they have some outstanding linemen, and we're just happy we stopped them, and we got to keep stopping them. So, thank you.
Okay, Coach, thank you.
All right, that's co-head coach Jerry Pizzetti, and we're done. That's good. We're in the middle here of our halftime show, and we're going to be talking cross-country with Eric Cogdill and Chad Fickbaum in just a couple of moments. But when we come back, we'll listen to the Centennial Band and get you caught up on a couple of other scores and some first half unofficial statistics. Right now, it is the Centennial Jaguars leading the Marshalltown Bobcats. Centennial 28, Marshalltown 7. You are watching high school football from CISN.TV.
September closeout, featuring up to 25% off select new 18 Silverado Crew Cab LTs, new 18 Trax LT, $179 per month through the end of the month in Waukee. Get up to $10,000 off select new 18 Suburban and Tahoes, new 2019 Equinox LT, $199 per month with 12 going on 13 years of year-over-year sales records. Schottenkirk knows how to sell Chevys. The September closeout, Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. Chevy, find new roads. WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevrolet September closeout, featuring up to 25% off select new 18 Silverado Crew
To
Cab.
everyone who believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game. Shields. Here's to everyone who believes in competition and good sports.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at MidAmerican Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Miss your hometown clothing store? The one that had it all? Everything to get the work done, all in one place? G&L Clothing is your hometown Iowa store. Stop in and see us. Or we're only a click or phone call away. Family owned for nearly a century. G&L Clothing, 1801 Ingersoll, Des Moines.
G&L Clothing, your size, your style, we've got it all.
There we go. Now we're back at halftime. Paul Yeager, Tim Halber, and Jeff Brooks. A couple of other scores going on here around the area tonight. Ames leads Des Moines North 20-0. Here it is Centennial 28, Marshalltown 7. Other games on CISN.TV tonight. Dar Danielson over at Runnels as Southeast Polk on their homecoming leads Fort Dodge 14-3. Dowling Catholic, which lost to Centennial last week, and Ankeny, who got their first win last week. It's Dowling 21, Ankeny 21-0 over Ankeny. There we go. Sorry, 6 minutes left in the first half at last check. That's Mark Amadeo on the simulcast of Iowa Catholic Radio and CISN.TV. Tonight, our game is brought to you by MidAmerican Energy. They are a powerful energy resource. And other games that we have going around the area tonight: Des Moines Lincoln at Sioux City North, Fort Dodge at Polk, as we talked about, Sioux City West at Roosevelt, Indianola is at Ottumwa, Johnston is at Des Moines East, Waukee at Mason City, Council Bluffs Abraham Lincoln is looking for their first win. They are at Urbandale tonight. Des Moines North at Ames, and Valley made the trip over on I-82, Council Bluffs, Thomas Jefferson. We're kind of waiting on the band here, so we might, I think we're going to go ahead and have our halftime interview. We're just kind of, we're always having fun here. We just never know what we're going to find. And so now I'm going to look foolish because he's already told me his name once, but it's Chad or it's Eric? Chad. So Chad is joining us now. We're going to have our halftime interview because the band is still trying to get going. But Chad Fickbaum.
Fickbaum, yep.
Fickbaum, coach of cross country here
yes,
at
boys
Centennial
coach.
for the boys. And we saw you here the last time we had a home game for Centennial. Kind of saw you guys making a run around the track. What was that all about?
Oh, that's our annual community service project. We've done a ribbon run. We raise money for children's cancer the last 2 seasons. A couple seasons before we were doing it for breast cancer, but that's a huge thing for the kids.
And that is something that do they do just that day, or how does that work?
You know, we it's a couple weeks of fundraising, and that day if they raise their goal, they get out of school just a little bit early, and we run the game ball back from whoever we're playing. So this season it was Urbandale.
Okay. So how long have you been the coach the whole time here at Centennial?
Yes, yep. I've been coaching here since 2008, so through the split and everything.
Through the split. So now this year, a lot of those meets are on Saturdays. You got a few that happen during the middle of the week. What'd you do this week?
This week, we were at Indianola last night, so got that heat in.
And then here you are tonight.
Crazy, beautiful change. But yeah, last night we competed in Indianola. We ended up winning last night, so it was awesome for the guys.
Who, I'm not saying who's your best runner, but who are the runners that helped get you to that win?
Well, Gabe Vicker, sophomore, he's one of the top kids in the state this year. Jonah Vicker, his brother, and then we've got a group of sophomores that are just eager to just get out and compete and race, and they've pushed those seniors along, so it's a good group.
Those crazy sophomores.
They are crazy. Well, it's a great group of kids.
How do you, what is your philosophy on getting younger kids to blend and to mix with some of those older ones?
Well, we always look for that senior leadership, and these young guys have, during the summer camp that we had, they gelled really well. So last year, as freshmen, the seniors, we had a great group. I think they've laid the groundwork for this, and it's just a great, as the guys say, it's a team, but it's a family. So it's smooth right now.
It is. All right, Chad, I'm going to have you hold your thought just for a minute. I promised the band, and if I talk to you the whole time, we won't get to hear the band. We're going to listen to the band just for a little bit, Jimmy. With that microphone, we'll be able to hear it. So here is the Centennial Marching Band. All right, we're at halftime here with Chad Fickbohm, head coach of the boys cross-country team. So no meet tomorrow then if you ran yesterday.
No, we decided this season not to get into too many of the Saturday meets. We've got quite a few kids that do bands, so we thought a lot of band competitions on the weekend. We'd take a break this season from it.
How many cross-country runners do you think you got out there?
Oh, my gosh.
I'm going to make you count. 1, 2, 3. Oh, there's one, another one.
No, we probably have, I would think, 7 kids that are doing this marching band.
Okay, and that's part of that's just part of life. You gotta have multiple activities.
Absolutely, and we love sharing the athletes and get involved in all the other activities. So,
well, last week we had we heard about your team because we interviewed the Ankeny cross country boys coach, and Tim Sint was up here and he was telling us about things, and he misses, and I'm sure you miss too, one of your top runners from last year.
Camden?
Yeah.
Yes. No, Camden was great. He was the best runner, obviously, we've ever had, and one of the best runners Ankeny, the community's ever seen. But he set the groundwork again for this season. And you know what? I think Tim and him last season gave a lot of confidence to Tim racing with him. And just it's great to see what those two have kind of pushed this community in that direction with runners.
What have you seen this year, individual runners across the state that are ones kind of tough to watch, and somebody that's going to be running in Fort Dodge when we get towards late October?
Gosh darn it. You know what? We've got Tim, obviously, he's separated himself. He's way out there this year. And Gabriel, our guy, he's right up there with the top 5 or 6 guys. So the Dowling kids are still good. Kid from Urbandale last night, Mars, he beat Gabe last night. So it's good competition here, and some of those kids from the east as well.
And that's the thing. That's what. And that you might be one of those secrets with not many of those weekend meets. And if you're running just kind of local, you might sneak up on somebody.
Hey, we're hoping. But we've kind of put ourselves out there this year. We came in hot and beat some teams that they didn't think, there's any way we could get them. So we're on the radar.
Now, I have been on this bike path here, and I have seen a lot of your runners before.
Yes.
That is a common place for you to see some of your team, right?
Absolutely. And we tell the guys, hey, we have to share this trail. It's not ours.
It's not an exclusive workout facility
No.
or anything like that?
Absolutely not.
What your philosophy in the summer? What are you trying to get those kids to do?
Obviously, we need a good base coming in into August, and we want to keep them healthy through October. So this last couple of seasons, we've run an 8th grade through high school camp, and it's done wonders for the whole program. Those 8th graders buy in, and we're putting in the miles. We do a few workouts, but it's mostly the aerobic base then.
What would be the longest mileage you might have a guy do in season or maybe even preseason?
Preseason, the longest one, I think we hit 12 miles for Gabe, and he's a sophomore. And Jonah, his brother, is up at 13. So that's about it.
Yeah.
I don't think they need to go more than that for that 5K.
It takes me a week to get to 12 miles.
Me too.
Yeah, all right.
I do it on my bike now.
Yeah, that's great. All right, next meet is when?
We
week?
go to, quick turnaround. We go to Iowa City on Tuesday. So it's homecoming week for us here, and we'd have the On the Prowl thing, and then head over to Iowa City. So that'll be a good chance to see some other competition.
All right, Chad Fickbone, head coach, boys cross country at Centennial. Hope you're warm.
I am warm tonight.
You can stay if you want for a little bit.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Appreciate you coming up.
Right.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you very much.
Nice meeting you. That's at halftime. Before we leave and go to break, we'll continue to listen a little bit to the Centennial Band. We'll come back. We'll look at first half statistics and get you ready for the second half. This is CISN.TV, and that's the Centennial Marching Band.
Doesn't happen overnight. It takes a vision for the future, the ability to turn a challenge into a success, and individuals who inspire new generations of growth. Greater Des Moines has done a lot of growing over the years, and so have we. At Brick Gentry Law, your success is something that we create together. Thank you for making us a part of your community. Thank you for 50 years. Building a strong...
It's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor, finding a tax preparer, or an honest mechanic, the Better Business Bureau seal means this business meets high standards. When I see the seal, I know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries. And I feel good about supporting local businesses. My life is so much easier knowing I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at bbb.org/Iowa.
They're cheering for Tim Halbert.
Yes.
That's
Thank
fantastic.
you. Thank you. The band played for me. I like that.
That's your interest.
I'm humbled, yes.
That's your walk-up music now, huh? We're at halftime here and looking at the Centennial student section, and I'm going to let you go through. Let's see, you have some unofficial stats. I've been trying tonight. I don't have Noah here to help me out, so I'm going to see. Let's see how we do.
Yes, we need
in
Noah.
comparison. We do need Noah. I think we
yes.
figured out our game plan. So
we need a 13-year-old to help us out in the booth, don't we? Yes.
keep us all there.
Yes. I have passing Seversike, lit it up passing, completed 2 out of 4 passes, but I have for 55 yards and 2 touchdowns. So there's 2 completions, 1 for touchdowns. On the running side, Gates, 3 carries, 108 yards. Godwin, I have 10 carries for 89 yards. Gates has 2 touchdowns, 2 touchdown runs, 1 of 3 and 1 of 87. big receiving, the big one to Breeding, the 47-yard to Breeding over the middle. That's some of the stats I have unofficial. Marshalltown kind of came, balanced, the running attack. We talked about Garth and Diao. Garth I have for 9 carries for 48 yards. In Diao, I have 11 carries for 50 yards. He had a couple of losses there. Passing, Smith, he had that one interception there, but I have him 3 out of 8 for 22 yards, 1 TD and 1 interception. So they had that one nice long drive, at the end of the first quarter, going the second quarter, got a touchdown, made a 7-7 ball game. But I think they kind of weren't expecting, the big plays, the big impact play that Centennial came out and kind of put them back on their heels and ended up with a 28-7 lead here at halftime.
And that is where we stand right now. Centennial leads Marshalltown 28-7. The teams are back out on the field going through their stretching and other preparation for the second half. We'll take a quick look. There's Jeff Brooks down on the far sideline with Coach Goodvin. Go ahead, Jeff.
Yeah, I'm here with Coach Goodvin. Coach, I was just talking to you a second ago. That first quarter, boy, you put together a really nice drive, marched up the field into the wind, scored the touchdown, and then you had another nice drive there in the second quarter. What can you say about your offense so far?
Very proud of them. Very proud of their effort and their execution, and we just got to keep it going.
So a couple of big plays struck you there in the second quarter. And the running game, obviously, for Centennial. What's your message to the boys to slow them down a little bit?
We've got guys in the right spot for the most part. We got to wrap up a little better, make the plays when we're there.
All right, well, certainly still in this game, there's no doubt. Keep plugging away, and hopefully you come out the second half and compete with them and get the W out of here.
Absolutely, that's the plan.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you very much. Jeff Brooks on the Shields Sideline Report. We'll step away and let you know who's bringing you this ball game. Our thanks for you for watching and those who are bringing the game the second half. When we come back, this is high school football on CISN.TV.
They think they know what special means. At Godfather's Pizza, we do special, and we do it better. We add the T. There's a Godfather specialty pizza with your name on it. Classic combo, all meat combo, hot stuff, taco, yeah, even veggie and more. All of them piled high with the best toppings and 100% real cheese. Treat yourself special. Order specialty pizzas from Godfather's Pizza.
The value of staying active cannot be overlooked in our lives or our young athletes. However, high-intensity workouts come with the risk of injury. If you or your child have sustained a sports injury, Select Physical Therapy in conjunction with Iowa Ortho are here to help with 2 convenient walk-in locations.
From diagnosis through recovery, you'll be put directly into the hands of experts who will evaluate and treat your sports-related injury.
Call us today for an evaluation.
Marshalltown will take the field now, as will Centennial for half number 2. Tim Halber, what's it going to take for Marshalltown to get back in this ball game?
They're kicking off here. I think they have to kind of get a 3-and-out, not let Centennial score, especially if they get to a 35-7. That's quite an uphill battle. So they can get them out, get their offense back in the field, see if they can make something happen. Maybe go for the turnover. I think they need a big play here, either offense or defense, to kind of spark their team here in the second half.
Centennial in the driver's seat, 28-7. Their offense comes out. They've been quick scoring. They've been deliberate. They've had their way on a couple of things, but they've only found Breeding on the pass. And the kickoff is taken at the 3-yard line by Gates. He gets to the outside, up across the 30, still on his feet to the 35, 37-yard line.
And Gates has got nice balance. He kind of gets up there, spins, keeps his shoulders square, doesn't get fancy. He just kind of picks his holes. And like I said, he's definitely a north and south runner.
How do you, Jeff Brooks? How does what'd you take away from that halftime?
Well, I think Centennial's going to come out and reestablish that run up the middle, like Coach Pizzetti said, and then take his shots when he can here and there. But look for them to be consistent with that run game and get Gates and the boys going.
See if they can chew away through his clock. We're a couple of scores away from a continuous clock, so Centennial still trying to pound this out. Marshalltown trying to keep it close. They go Cahill out of the gate on the jet sweep. He's across the left side, cuts back towards the middle, and he's got a first down into Marshalltown territory on the very first play. However, we have a penalty flag back at the 37-yard line, and it's going to be a hold if you believe Garrett Seversike as he makes his way to the sideline. Slow to get up is Jonathan McKeever. He is one of those two-way players. He's one of those experienced guys, really knows the defense, and right now he's got to head to the sidelines because of a little injury.
Yeah, it looked like a little lower ankle injury there. He's our middle linebacker, plays tough, heads-up kid. Coach said that he's one of those toughest nails middle linebackers, so hopefully he comes back soon, back into play.
Ball goes back to the 27-yard line. It'll be 1st and 20. Cahill in motion, they go Godwin. Second line through, he's into the secondary and up near the 35 and the 40 before he's tackled by Marshalltown's Alex Rockingham.
Yeah, picked up about 10, 11 yards there. You know, straight up the middle, kind of delayed, you know, at the crossing running back in the backfield. It's been a good play call. Godwin up the middle.
Seen a lot of him. You didn't see him there a couple of weeks, and then you really saw him in that opening game, and then you got to stop the dive before you can stop the jet, and that's what's made Gates even more excitable for this team. Seversike rolls on the play fake, thrown low, incomplete. He was trying to find Zachary Mills, the H-back. Wouldn't have been much of a gain. It'll be a rare 3rd down for the Jaguars.
Yeah, Seversike, you know, very little I can criticize him on, but, you know, when you throw on the run there, you end up taking a little bit off the ball, and that ball kind of died at the feet of Mills. You know, if you want to get that, kind of get your feet slowed down a little bit, kind of get your feet underneath you, kind of drive through the ball when you pass it. He was open. He could have hit him, you know, a little bit more in stride. So that comes with experience. I mean, he's played a really solid game.
3rd and 9. 10:47 to play. In motion and getting it on the jet is Gates, and he is off to the races near midfield, near the first down. I think he's got it. Needed 9, got 9 3/4.
Yeah, I saw Prusner and Peterson out there. Those are some big bodies, you know, leading the way, and then, you know, then Gates is kind of hiding behind him. You don't really see him behind those big linemen, picking his way, really kind of, you know, breaking the tackles, picking up an 11-yard gain. So a nice job of the lineman, you know, kind of getting downfield, getting that second level, creating some blocks. Running backs love that.
Seversike looks to the right, throws, caught by D'Angelo in the flats, and he's off to the races. Dillon spins away from one tackler, and Dillon picks up about 8. Haven't talked much about the D'Angelos. He had a nice return there. His mother, pitching coach down at Drake. Father was a pretty darn good quarterback at Lincoln High back in the day. And we will see Lincoln yet before the season is over here on CISN. That'll be when we have an Ankeny game in a couple of weeks. 2nd and short, Seversike, right hash. Gates the fake, Seversike the keeper, goes up the middle as Carson Williams and Carson Beals makes the tackle. But not before Seversike picks up enough for a first down.
That's the second time they kind of ran that motion. Here it comes to the sideline, to the wide side of the field. The defense kind of shifts over. Then if that outside linebacker kind of sneaks, kind of peeks out there, that kind of creates that open lane. That's a good read by Seversike, takes it up there. You know, Simmer, he ran that play a couple, you know, in the first half, picked up a 7-yard gain. So good read by him.
First down for the Jags. Gates in motion, go Godwin, second man through. And he's tripped up at the line of scrimmage. Alex Rockingham makes that tackle.
Yes, good tackle by Rockingham. Rockingham is one of the leading tacklers here for for Marshalltown. So he's a busy guy usually on Friday nights with his with his tackling ability. So is Richardson. The safeties are busy tacklers.
8:40 to play in the third quarter. Centennial driving right to left. Seversike throws down the middle, wide open, touchdown! Blake Murphy, the score, 32 yards and a strike for a touchdown. It's not Breeding up the middle. This time it was Murphy, but at the same play.
Yeah, he kind of went there. He got that read. He went back. He's getting time. You know, Seversike was getting time to sit back there, plant his feet. You know, then he delivers a nice ball. His feet are set. He puts a nice zip on the ball, hit him right in stride.
Extra point is good. And now 35 points go on the board for the Jaguars and only 7 for the Bobcats. 8.5 to play when we come back on CISN.
Hi, Ron here, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car's on the injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible. I know that. That's why you need to bring it here to Westside Auto Pros. I have a team of experts that can fix almost every automotive injury. Whether it's a fractured joint, a brake, or if your car just got its bell rung, no problem. We can even do a complete physical on your car to make sure it's game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get it back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging it back here. Let's move it, move it, move it.
Stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
Avery Knief puts a foot into it, taken at the 8-yard line by the Bobcats. That's Kaba Pins, and he's not going to return it much more than the 15-yard line. Welcome back to high school football on CISN.TV, which is brought to you by Mid-American, a powerful energy resource. And a reminder that Godfather's Pizza is the official pizza of CISN.TV. And G&L Clothing, no matter what the weather, we've got you covered. You know who else has us covered? It's Jeff Brooks. He's on the Shield sideline with this report. Jeff?
Hey, no surprise, Daup was in on that tackle again. Hey, on that last touchdown, Murphy got rewarded, and sometimes it's earned. Earlier in that drive, he set a block on that swing pass, and he actually blocked 2 people, so he got rewarded, you know, for something he did well earlier in that drive. I believe in that.
And Marshalltown calls a timeout, obviously, to let Jeff Brooks have more time, and these fine people to bring you this broadcast are back after this.
A community doesn't happen overnight. It takes a vision for the future, the ability to turn a challenge into a success, and individuals who inspire new generations of growth. Greater Des Moines has done a lot of growing over the years, and so have we. At Brick Gentry Law, your success is something that we create together. Thank you for making us a part of your community. Thank you for 50 years. Building a strong...
Cheerleaders getting into it. Band getting into it. They're still playing here in the third quarter. We're back as Centennial in control of this one. 35-7. Marshalltown calls timeout. Had to get some things worked out. Smith looks to the right, now to his left, steps in front of the pressure and goes down. Making the tackle for the Jaguars, Ethan Frazier, big number 55.
Yeah, Cooper on the outside kind of created the pressure. He had to step up. Unfortunately, stepped up into the rush. It's kind of like I call it a 2-man sack. You realize that the guy that applied the original pressure doesn't get credit for it all the time. But that kind of starts the whole thing collapsing. Smith never had time to set his feet to get a pass downfield.
After that one drive, and remember, that drive did have a couple of penalties that kind of kept it going. Marshalltown has really struggled to move the football. A couple of 3-and-outs, trying to get something going here. They go off left tackle, different running back this time. Carson Beals gets the call.
Yeah, Bill's been one of their top rushers. You know, in the main 3. That's the first time he's carried the ball tonight to kind of see what he's made of.
Beals gets him back to make it a 3rd and 10. 7:15 to play.
See some different linemen coming in. Bethards, number 90, coming in at senior defensive tackle coming into play. So we're going to start seeing some guys coming in here, getting some of those guys some good playing time, getting some of those underclassmen, some seniors that have been playing a long time, getting us some game time experience.
Smith to throw, throws to the near side. It's dropped. And, Dylan Igabrod's going to go tomorrow at film session and go, yeah, I had that one.
I know he could hear, I think Gray was coming up there and just kind of breaking down like, okay, as soon as you catch it, you know I'm going to hit you. And then he goes, I'll just drop it right here and just kind of save us the energy. So he was in position. I thought he could have even, he could have picked it up, but otherwise there's going to be no gain if you did catch it.
Stay with me on this one. Keaton's sister Megan was on the state championship soccer team for Centennial, and that team was just honored here at halftime as the punt and the fair catch is called for and then eventually corralled at the 45-yard line. I think you can see the shoulder relaxed by Avery Gates there as he recovers it. So the Centennial soccer team honored for their state championship here at halftime, and we were able to talk to their coach Chris Allen here a couple of weeks ago when we had Centennial the last time on CISN, and that's soccer is I drove by the Prairie Ridge complex tonight, and I think there were at least 15 to 16 fields it sure seemed like were in action. Soccer is a big deal here in this town, and football is too. Centennial comes back out 1st and 10. Keaton Gray keeps it, and he makes a run near the 35-yard line. So Seversike might be done for the night, giving Keaton Gray just an opportunity to get some meaningful snaps here if they do need him. That's the one thing when you get up. Your third-string quarterback sometimes gets more calls, but you also want to keep Keaton Gray sharp because he's playing defense for you. He gets 10 yards on that play.
Junior doesn't have, you are injury away from going in, so anytime you get a chance to get your second deep experience, it's going to help. And still it's a third quarter, so still it's a good game.
Keaton calls it, hands it to Cahill, who gets around the right side, cuts it back at the 30. Following him the entire way and finally tackling him is Alex Rockingham, the senior. Earlier this week, we had rain there on Tuesday. It rained out Centennial's practice, and that's the second time this season the Jags have been rained out on a practice. Coach Pizzetti said earlier in the season it rained so much. He goes, I've never been that wet, because they were trying to practice in the rain. They don't have a big enough place or an indoor facility to go, and they'd already kind of looked at film, so they had to call it a night. Gray getting some meaningful snaps. He goes Godwin up the middle, and Godwin just rolls over everybody prior to being tackled by Justice Richardson, but not before he gets inside the 15 down to the 10-yard line.
And that's clearly up the middle. That's like right over the right guard. I can tell if it's, the Formanek, the guard on that side, they flip the lineman flip from side to side, but he's not running outside the tackle. I mean, he's popping up the middle. Then he's leaning forward. It's a full head of steam. So good blocking by this line.
Formanek makes me think Dowling Catholic, who leads Ankeny 28-0. Gray fakes it, rolls to the left. Going to throw last minute at the back of the end zone. Too tall for Breeding. Gray was he was over the line of scrimmage there. It's not where the body is, it's where the ball is, and both were inside the 10, and everybody made that call. Now wait a minute. One official said it may be illegal man downfield.
Well, there's some guys downfield. I know the tight end was down there, but the linemen are kind of thinking, he's rolling out, he's going to run the ball, and then he kind of pulls up and passes. I thought he was a left-handed passer rolling out here to his left.
It is an illegal forward pass. That is a loss of down, so it'll be second down. So Gray he'll have to watch now offense and defense in a film session.
They typically watch their films on Monday. Some teams do it on Sunday night, and these guys do theirs on. Their film breakdown is on Monday for the players.
Gray calls it, hands it, keeps it. He was going to give it. Maybe should have, the way that play blew up. No gain on the play. Coming in for the tackle is Carson Beals. So now, 3rd and goal. Ball at the 15-yard line. 4:20 to play here, 3rd quarter.
But he's had different personnel here. It seems like Gray is a nice, a rollout quarterback. It looks like they're going to probably, I would be surprised, try to do something on the outside, isolate, to get a little one-on-one out there with maybe Sloan here on the left side.
Gray throws down the middle, caught and short by about a yard. Breeding caught it.
Richardson he got on him and tackled him right away. Breeding tried to lean over backwards, trying to get the ball to break the plane on the goal line. Now they're at the 1-yard line. Good tackle by Richardson. That's a 5'8" safety tackling a 6'4" tight end.
Go low.
He stuck his head in there and got it and did a good tackle.
Well, I'm looking at the down marker where it says 4, and I look, and that's actually Keaton Gray's dad. So he's got a front row seat for his son's football game, and I think we all know it's going to go Keaton quarterback sneak here. 4th and goal. Ball fumbled, busted play. Keaton's going to roll, dive, and make it! Touchdown!
I don't know if that's the way it's drawn up. Then a flag now is flown. But I think it was after the play was over. But he did get in the end zone. He kind of stepped out there, took it in, got hit, spun, leaned over and got it over the end zone. But at the end of the play, the flag flew from the linesman, so it might have been a late hit, maybe falling on the pile.
There's the white hat. Touchdown, unsportsmanlike after the play against Marshalltown, and that'll be assessed on the kickoff. So Keaton. Oh,
so
Keaton.
they still have the 4th down marker is up. Not the kicking, so.
Well, he signaled touchdown right away. So now Gray will go back to hold. Knief will come out, and we're a extra point away here with Knief. The kick is up, and good. 42-7 when we come back on CISM.
Hey everyone, this is Dan Holm with Yankee Fanatic. Be sure to check out our website this fall for the best local high school sports coverage around. Whether you're a Hawk or a Jaguar, we'll be covering everything from cross country, man that dude is fast, to volleyball and everything in between. Well hey Kenna, welcome back. You don't want to miss any of the hard-hitting action. Come visit us at AnkenyFanatic.com.
Well, Keaton Gray got a chance to work with the ones from the QB1 position as QB2. Does that make any sense? Knief short of the goal line. He puts it short of the goal post, and it'll be 1st and 10 from the 20 when we start back here on the Shield sideline tonight. Is Jeff Brooks. He's right there underneath said goal post. Could you have caught? Nah, you couldn't have caught that one. That one was a little shallow.
Maybe when I was younger. Hey, look for Marshalltown still here to compete in this ball game. Maybe try to stick a touchdown or two in here. They still got plenty of time to compete and gather around as a team. Centennial's going to obviously look to hold them, play good defense like they have all year.
Jeff Brooks down on the Shield side on report. Southeast Polk leads for Dodge 21-3. That's in the 3rd quarter. And they're in the 3rd quarter now as Dowling leads Ankeny 28-0. Those two games on CISN.TV as well. You can listen to Dar or Mark calling those games as Beals is just stood up and driven back. A few ones in there, but a lot of number 2 defensive players for Centennials. Now a continuous clock, under 3 minutes. fans starting to make their way out on this game. Next week, homecoming for the Jaguars. They will play said Southeast Polk team.
Yeah, surprising. Southeast Polk, solid team, solid running team coming in here. I wouldn't sleep on them. I think this is a good game. Keep you guys healthy going into a big game next week, homecoming, and always a very strong Southeast Polk team.
Coach Zelenovich over there, have a chance to talk to him next week as Diorio makes his way to the left side, and then Tyler Rogers just stands him up. No chance. That was Jackson Huber, 10, not 11. As they drop the pylons on the far sideline. Let me see. That's Jamie Peterson on one of the down marks. And, yeah, Keaton Gray's dad. I ran the chains the other day at a flag football game, and I was thinking I was at a varsity football game. It had to be, ball at the front of the nose of the football. That's where it's got to be. I think that might be the last time I'm asked to operate the chains at a flag football game.
Brought a little intensity to flag football.
Well, you gotta keep these kids ready. These are third graders after all. Smith, play action, runs for his life, and then incomplete. That time, Tyler Rogers broke up the pass intended for Carson Beals, and it'll be third down. And now Marshalltown just not able to find anything on that third down play. It'll be fourth down. Just not able to find anything.
No, the defense has pinned the ears back when you're up like this. You know what they're going to try and pass. When you get out there, I think they got their. It's hard to get momentum. They were in sync earlier on. They kind of got out of it now. Kind of hard to find it back when you go 3 and out. Your tempo's off. Your timing's off.
Good kick taken by Gates at the 45. 50, 45, 40, and he's brought down after a return of 15 yards. David Wall, the tackle. Go ahead, Tim.
When you go 3 and out like that, and you're deep in your territory after receiving a kickoff, and then what you do is, on a shorter punt like that, then here once again, Centennial is getting the ball at the 40-yard line. Last time they had it at the 45 of Marshalltown. That's a very short field for too talented of a team, so even though they're bringing subs in here, I think they're still running the same offense, same practice. They're going to make a name for themselves here in the third quarter. This is a chance for them to shine.
Gray comes out again, but now he's got a couple of different players. Hands it off, and moving it forward is Colin Luch to the 36. And that'll be the last play of the third quarter. We go to quarter number 4 with Centennial in control, 42-7.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at Mid-American Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Miss your hometown clothing store? The one that had it all? Everything to get the work done, all in one place? G&L Clothing is your hometown Iowa store. Stop in and see us. Or we're only a click or phone call away. Family owned for nearly a century. G&L Clothing. 1801 Ingersoll, Des Moines.
G&L Clothing, your size, your style, we've got it all.
My thanks to Dan Holm for the good podcast to listen to on Ankeny Fanatic. Ankeny Fanatic streaming our games this season here on CISN as Keaton Gray begins quarter number 4 with a handoff to Luch off left side, and it's going to be close to a first down, gain of about 5 on that play. Next week, Dan had made 2 trips over to Valley Stadium. Last week, he watched Centennial defeat Dowling Catholic, and then this week, he's watching Dowling Catholic have their way with Ankeny. Here at Centennial 42, Marshalltown 7, 11 and a half to play, continuous clock. In this fourth quarter, Paul Yeager, Tim Halber, and Jeff Brooks. And carrying the football to the 20-yard line is Mark Loyola.
Picks up the first down there, following his lineman. takes patience running back because they pull 2 linemen out there. It looks like an old power sweep. Gets out. You have to be patient, kind of wait for that seam, as they say. Run to daylight. It's going to be inside, not to the sideline. Pops it up there, and you're going to get positive yards for 6, 8 yards.
Ball's at the 19, first down, just under 11 to play. Handoff left side, making a cutback. Great tackle in broad daylight, Justice Richardson. He brought down Loyola there. Marshalltown, we didn't talk much about this. This team kind of had a busy offseason because right before the season began, the offseason, the training portion, there was a tornado that went through town, and this team gave up some of their conditioning time to go clean up in their community. It's not always about football. It's it's about life and understanding what a community goes through, and that is a life lesson that Coach Adam Goodvin is trying to teach his guys. Gray's going to keep it, run for the right pylon. It's a race to the corner, and he's going to score! Keaton Gray, 15-yard touchdown score for Centennial.
What did Coach say is a good fake is worth 2 blocks. I think he had that. He kind of rode that, a 23 through there, and he kind of took it to the outside. Then he's got the speed to get to the outside. Is a good runner, so he's had a couple good runs here since coming in to play quarterback. 15-yard touchdown. I had to get that in. The good fake is worth 2 blocks.
That's right. I was going to save that one, but that's what he says Seversite can really do for this offense, and it is very, very true. Knief's extra point is up and good. 49-7 Centennial here on CISN.TV.
High quality beef doesn't have to come with a high price. Hy-Vee Angus Reserve. It's 100% natural, hand-selected, pure quality beef. The cuts are tender and the price is lean. We choose our beef knowing what will deliver the best flavor and most tenderness. So now, going out for a great steak can be as simple as going out to your grill. Hy-Vee Angus Reserve. Dinner out just became dinner in.
New 18 Trax LT, $179 per month through the end of the month in Waukee. Get up to $10,000 off select new 18 Suburban and Tahoes. New 2019 Equinox LT, $199 per month with 12 going on 13 years of year-over-year sales records. Schottenkirk knows how to sell Chevys. The September closeout. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. Chevy, find new roads. WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy.
Centennial in control of this one here back at Ankeny Stadium as the fans start to make their way out. Take us along on your device. We know people are watching us inside the stadium. Glad that you're doing that. As it's returned by Hernandez up the 20. He's got to see if he can just step out, and he does just step out of bounds. And a late penalty flag comes from behind.
Head linesman coming up the field, from behind the running back. I'm not if you thought there was a late hit or late push out of bounds. Flag kind of came out after the play was over, so must have saw something egregious that on Centennial.
And they stopped the clock as they sort it out. So this game's going to quickly get past us here, so we better start talking our post-game show and who we want Jeff Brooks to chase down. So players of the game. Godwin got a lot of carries. Personal foul against Marshalltown. So something happened there. So now you really dig yourself a hole. Yeah. Godwin had a good game. Obviously, Avery Gates, a couple of big plays. Seversite finds Breeding for a couple of big plays. That's on the offensive side. Defense.
Have we talked to Duke?
I don't know if we've talked to Daup.
Yes,
Daup.
Yeah. He's on kickoffs. He's down there. That's not fair to put him on kickoffs, really to other teams. But no, he's been across the field. This is the first time we talked about Bullwinkle a lot, that he had the interception. He's been in the middle a lot. He kind of sets the tone for the defense. So he's another one of those defensive stalwarts that have played well.
Diorio in there trying to make something go, and he just can't. So the one stay in for Marshalltown. making the tackle for Centennial is Eric Kramer. So let's bring in Jeff Brooks on the sideline. Jeff, so you heard our discussion. What do you think?
I like all those guys. You know, they boy, it's a big contribution from every Centennial player. You know, Breeding was another one. I don't know if you mentioned him, but he's cleared out a lot of space with some of those passing situations as well.
I think Breeding might be one of those guys. I don't know. That's going to be a mismatch on the interview. Jeff is really going to have to put that microphone on a stick to reach up to Breeding. That's a height difference. That's a mismatch, Tim.
Yeah, it is. I'm always partial to talk to defensive players when they get, no one likes the love for linebackers and get them out there and talk to them. So, or maybe you can grab two players.
How about Caden Bullwinkle, number 22?
Yeah, Bullwinkle would be great. And maybe Bullwinkle and Breeding, match it up, bring those two guys over and talk to them, give them some love because they did play a good game tonight.
Bullwinkle, Breeding with Brooks. I like it.
Yes.
Does that work, Jeff? Oh, hold on. I turned you down. Sorry.
Yep, that'll work for me. I'll grab him.
All right. Jeff Brooks on the Shields sideline report. Diorio, the handoff around right side. He's got some room. He's at the 25-30. Foot race to the corner, midfield. And he's tackled at the 40-yard line. Great gain for Diorio. So that'll help the stats a little bit. That'll get him.
He was doing some of that the first half. He kind of popped it outside. He had some good wheels, playing hard. He's not a big running back, but he does have that nice acceleration up the field. So good open field tackle there because if he broke that tackle, he'd have stopped someplace North Ankeny.
I'm pretty sure he would have made all his way to North 18th Street there.
Yeah.
Run towards that north side of the stadium where we need to get that football facility built as bring these teams a little closer to the field. That's part of the long-range plan as the handoff goes up the middle on the dive play. And a different running back for Marshalltown. This time it's Patrick Lenderos.
Looks like Eric Kramer there on the tackle, junior linebacker, coming in. Marshalltown's still playing hard. They're still opening up some holes. I think they're trying to establish, kind of get back and kind of get a little bit of control. Come out positive. They got a big game next week with Sioux City West coming to Marshalltown.
Diorio tries on the outside sweep, and he is popped. Fans right in front of us. Noah Bethards makes that tackle. Keaton Gray's playing defense, by the way. Did you see that? Number 15.
Yeah.
Can't get Gray off the field.
He loves to play.
Third down. Under 6 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. As the fans for both teams buckled in here, bundled up. Watching Jacob Smith. Hernandez. Outside near the first down, but he's going to be stopped short. Good defensive play for Centennial. Mason Yagi, the doctor, is in. It'll be fourth down.
Obviously going to go for it here.
Jonathan Hernandez there, the carry.
The left-handed quarterback and the ball's on the far hash, you expect the motion to come to this side of the field, kind of spread them out. Here's a case, for Gray, playing here in the corner to kind of force the pressure to keep it inside, keep those linebackers catch up.
Smith under center on fourth down. The handoff right up the middle, stood up, no way, no how, not going to happen. Nathan Renke, also Jaden Cooper, the stop for Centennial. And the Jaguars will get it back. Turnover on downs at 4:30 and clock moving.
A good solid play with the defense there. Kind of pinch that down. They tried to do a quick hit up the middle, for that 1 yard. Just wasn't going to have it.
So now your Centennial, you got to run 3 offensive plays, and I think we'll see yet another. I think now we'll see Dawson Treben come out to play quarterback. Handoff. Same play, good block. Whoa, nice delivered, Nathan Renke. Hello. Nice to meet you. I'm pretty sure that was that Brandon Wall they got down, number 10? Or was that number 8, Colton Grimm?
Yeah, Bennett Hageman for Marshalltown, 5'6", 125-pound defensive back. Stuck his nose in there. Give him that. He did. Just he just become a attacker, kind of tripped him up. But a holding play. So all that for naught.
Well, if you hold on, I'll tell you that tonight's game is brought to you by Mid-American Energy, a powerful energy resource. Our thanks to Mid-American for bringing you these games all throughout the season. My thanks to Jimmy Olsen tonight on the controls. And he's wondering why I've got the window open. I don't think he's figured that out. He's shaking his head. Oh, I know, Jimmy. Jennifer's out there with a hat, and we're inside here in short sleeves. Ball handed off and carried to about the 30-yard line, gain of 6. Nearing, Anthony, the junior, 5'10", 170-pounder. So Ankeny's going to drop another one tonight. Southeast Polk's going to win. They're going to set up a pretty good game here next week. Play action, and then the second handoff is given.
Once again on the carry, number 42, Anthony Nearing.
Nearing again on the carry. That crowd, Mike, there's hardly any crowd to pick up anymore. They've really kind of thinned out. These are pretty much the parents, even the student body. Where'd the students go? There can't be that much more to do tonight. So we get under 2.5 to play.
Kenner in the tackle, Wall on the tackle coming in there. Still playing hard. You know, you got brings up a third down. That means the defense is still making tackles out there. They haven't given up, keeping the game in front of them.
Handoff on the jet sweep. Coming to the near side is Nathan Renke, and he is near the first down, and he will get the first down. Approaching the 45, just a yard short at the 44, and now we're under 2 minutes. And we have a down Marshalltown player back at the 30.
First down for the Jaguars. Ball left at the 44-yard line.
We'll step away real quick, be right back. This is high school football on CISM.
September closeout, featuring up to 25% off select new 18 Silverado Crew Cab LTs, new 18 Trax LT, $179 per month through the end of the month in Waukee. Get up to $10,000 off select new 18 Suburban and Tahoes, new 2019 Equinox LT, $199 per month. With 12 going on 13 years of year-over-year sales records, Schottenkirk knows how to sell Chevys. The September closeout, Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. Chevy, find new roads. WaukeeChevy.com.
Who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game. Shields.
High-quality beef doesn't have to come with a high price. High-Beat Angus Reserve. It's 100% natural, hand-selected, pure quality beef. The cuts are tender and the price is lean. We choose our beef knowing what will deliver the best flavor and most tenderness. So now, going out for a great steak can be as simple as going out to your grill. High-Beat Angus Reserve. Dinner out just became dinner in. High-quality beef doesn't.
Marco Rios gets off the turf for Marshalltown, and he'll make that far side, the walk to that far sideline, the east sideline here. Let's look at some of the schedules here. So Marshalltown next week will be home with Sioux City West, then with Roosevelt, then to Southeast Polk, and end the season hosting Fort Dodge. And we're going to look up, I've got Sioux City West schedule here after the play. Jet sweep, busted play. Quarterback's going to take it. And Treben will get back to the line of scrimmage in a couple of yards. So Sioux City West, they are 2-2 going into tonight's game at Roosevelt. They won against Council Bluffs, Thomas Jefferson, and Sioux City North, lost to Sioux City East and Heelan. Then their schedule gets progressively tougher. At Roosevelt, at Marshalltown, home with Polk, home with Fort Dodge, and then they'll come to Centennial here to end the season. The Wolverines, their black and green colors. Handoff up the middle, still running. Nice gain there. Anthony Nearing, and he gets close to the 40. Southeast Polk, now that's the interesting one. Tim, you and I were talking about that before the game. Might be one of the best 1-3 teams in the state. They've lost to Valley, Waukee, and Iowa City West and beat Des Moines East, and then they're going to probably knock off Fort Dodge tonight. Still have to play Centennial, Sioux City West, Marshalltown, and Roosevelt. There is a chance Polk runs the table except for the game against Centennial. That one will be close, but Centennial might be favored in that game if you're a person who does that type of a thing.
Yeah, don't sleep on Southeast Polk. They've always been, they're a tough out. They're kind of like Ankeny. If you give them too much room, they'll get ahead of steam. They're solid. They got some size. They have a history of having some good players out there. So they could be a tough matchup if you don't come ready to play.
That is going to be the final play of the game. Nearing's carry. 49-7 is our final. Centennial improves to 5-0 on the 2018 campaign tonight with a 49-7 win over the Marshalltown Bobcats. When we come back, Jeff Brooks will chase down a couple of different players, and we'll see who else we can find in this post-game show, in this game that's brought to you by Mid-American Energy. Our post-game just getting started here from Ankeny Stadium. This is CISN.TV.
September closeout, featuring up to 25% off select new 18 Silverado Crew Cab LTs, new 18 Trax LT, $179 per month through the end of the month in Waukee. Get up to $10,000 off select new 18 Suburban and Tahoes, new 2019 Equinox LT, $199 per month. With 12 going on 13 years of year-over-year sales records, Schottenkirk knows how to sell Chevys. The September closeout, Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. Chevy, find new roads. WaukeeChevy.com.
Everyone who believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game. Shields.
It. Saving feels great. At Mid-American Energy, we love saving too. Saving the environment by supporting tree planting, which improves air quality. Saving money by investing in wind energy, which keeps rates low. And saving you energy by providing tips to help make your home more energy efficient. Which means you can take those savings and put your energy into having fun. Saving definitely feels great. So does being obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Miss your hometown clothing store? The one that had it all? Everything to get the work done, all in one place? G&L Clothing is your hometown Iowa store. Stop in and see us. Or we're only a click or phone call away. Family owned for nearly a century. G&L Clothing, 1801 Ingersoll, Des Moines.
G&L Clothing, your size, your style, we've got it all.
Back here at Ankeny Stadium, Centennial wins. Jeff Brooks has 2 players of the game.
Yeah, so we'll start here on the defensive side of the ball. Defense has played well all year, Caden. I'm here with Caden Bullwinkle. Talk to me a little bit about what your efforts have been like here this year so far.
This year, our defense, we drive ourselves on working hard, rallying to the ball, and hitting. And tonight, the first quarter, we didn't do those things, but we came together as a group in the rest of the game, and we followed through with what we believe, hitting hard, working hard, and rallying to the ball, and just coming together as a group.
So was that something that Coach emphasized to you guys at halftime?
Yeah, at halftime, we had some adjustments. We got together as a defense, figured out what was going wrong, and other adjustments that we were able to make, and we were able to capitalize and hold them to no points in the second half.
All right, so we talked a little bit homecoming week. It'll be a busy week for you guys. So what will that look for you guys structure-wise with practice and everything else that goes on at school?
We're going to practice hard. We're going to practice as long as we can with other extracurricular activities, but we're not going to let those activities steer us away from our focus on the game Friday night and getting a big win for our crowd and setting the weekend off right.
All right. Well, thanks a lot. Good job there on defense, and we're going to switch it over to the offensive side of the ball. Big Mr. Breeding, you got open tonight down the middle, had a few opportunities. Talk to me about how that felt.
You know, it's fun getting open down the field, and your quarterback makes a perfect throw. Just being able to make a play for him and your offense, those are always fun ones.
So how does that set the rest of the offense up for you, or does the run game set you up for a big passing situation?
You know, we pride ourselves on taking long drives, but when we can take a strike and we think it's there, that's one of our main goals too, but we do pride ourselves on driving down, just chewing up the clock and tiring out that defense.
So going forward the rest of the year, we talked about some goals for the rest of the year. What are some of the things that you're setting for yourself and your teammates?
At the start of the year, when we'd get up big, our offense would kind of slow down, and our coaches have been harping on that. We need to play until the whistle, the fourth quarter, and we play all 48 minutes.
Well, good enough. I want to wish you good luck the rest of the season. Have fun at homecoming week, and we'll see you down the road.
All right, Jeff Brooks down on the Shield sideline report, and yes, that was a mismatch.
That was, yes. I thought he had him well covered.
He did.
But I think he had the height advantage there.
And now those two guys also talking to media is Caden Bullwinkle, who had an interception, and Benjamin Breeding, who we just talked to, had a touchdown there tonight. That's Tim Halber. I'm Paul Yeager, by the way. That was Jeff Brooks down on the sideline. Centennial, Marshalltown had a lot of poise in that first drive, second drive. Then after that drive that went about 85 yards, they kind of just seemed to lose. That was kind of where they peaked out, and then it just kind of stalled out after that. A lot of 3-and-outs, a couple of turnovers. Just all of a sudden, Centennial made changes, but all of a sudden I think Centennial realizes they are a good football team.
I thought it was funny when Bullwinkle was talking about, the coach talked to him at halftime. I thought the adjustments long before that because they kind of shut him down earlier. But Marshalltown gave him the short field a couple times. They had the ball at the 47. They had the ball at the Marshalltown 45. And when you give Centennial that short of field, it didn't take very long to go out there. Of course, you did have that 87-yard run. That you didn't even give them the short field, and they still took advantage of it. But I think we're starting to see some explosiveness. Seaver Syke, this is probably one of the best games I've seen him play. I mean, he was on spot. He was throwing the ball really well. Here you see a guy gaining a lot of confidence. So, yes, I think Centennial, they're for real. They're undefeated. They're only one of the four coming in tonight. They're only one of the four undefeated teams in the state.
5-0 now, and the BC Moore poll, which is very similar to what the State Athletic Association has for RPI. It does take into account wins and the quality of wins and who you've played. Coming into tonight, it was Centennial, Dowling, Valley, Cedar Falls, Iowa City West, Waukee, Bettendorf. I think that's pretty similar to what a lot of people think. Valley is going to say, well, we beat Dowling. Yes, regular season. It's going to be a matter of what you do in the postseason and how things shake out. Centennial beat Dowling, but I think everybody still thinks the Maroons are the good team. At last check, they were in control of that ball game. And also last check, if you want to see, of course, Star Danielson has an interesting game. It's 21-16 Southeast Polk in front of Fort Dodge. So, as always, last week, Waukee comes with a late rally. Valley overcomes a late deficit against Waukee, and maybe Fort Dodge has some magic. So we'll see what Southeast Polk team we get here next week, but it's going to be a good Centennial team that's going to line up in the black and silver.
It's homecoming. There's a lot of enthusiasm. These guys play hard. I think they're going to come out and really they want to set the tone. I think now they kind of know that they are good. They kind of see they're in district play right now. They're in control of their own destiny. If they win the district, they're in the playoffs. They got some home field advantage there. I think you don't want to lose sight of that. It's right in front of you. You reach the halfway point of the season. You're 5-0. Now it's time to actually kind of put your foot on the gas and let's see what you can do.
My thanks to Mid-American, G&L Clothing, Godfather's Pizza, and Shields, who made this broadcast possible. And thank you so very much for watching. Hope you watched it live, or maybe you watched it on the replay. These are on our YouTube channel. Share them with your friends. Tell anybody that's on the road you're watching in the stadium. Hey, we'd love to have you watch. For Jeff Brooks, for Jennifer, for Jimmy, for Tim, I'm Paul. Again, tonight, Centennial improves to 5-0 with a 49-7 win over the Bobcats of Marshalltown. We're back next Friday night, 6:45, right here on CISN.TV as the Jaguars play homecoming against Southeast Polk. Good night from Ankeny.
September closeout, featuring up to 25% off select new 18 Silverado Crew Cab LTs, new 18 Trax LT, $179 per month through the end of the month in Waukee. Get up to $10,000 off select new 18 Suburban and Tahoes, new 2019 Equinox LT, $199 per month with 12 going on 13 years of year-over-year sales records. Schottenkirk knows how to sell Chevys. The September closeout, Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. Chevy, find new roads. WaukeeChevy.com.
Schottenkirk who believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game. Shields.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise, and your lights will go on. That's because at Mid-American Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Miss your hometown clothing store? The one that had it all? Everything to get the work done, all in one place? G&L Clothing is your hometown Iowa store. Stop in and see us. Or we're only a click or phone call away. Family owned for nearly a century. G&L Clothing, 1801 Ingersoll, Des Moines.
G&L